So, hi everyone.
Tyler, stop using that button. It died with the ship.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, for sure. Stop. I wanted to shut up. Okay, great. So,
I
hi,
made
everyone.
myself feel bad.
This is gonna be really, really fun. I want everybody to just understand. And I said this for a couple of sessions now, but like this one, I really for real mean it. This session has the possibility, the very good likelihood of possibility of being our last session of Star Trek.
If we drag our feet, we can get Tristan to breach 900 days.
Yeah, for sure. With that being said, before we begin, I will just politely say this has been fantastic, and I expect all of the feelings of stress and anger about, just something like destroyed ships, I don't know, to all boil over during this session. Just understand that I love each and every one of you.
We're gonna get you, Tyler.
Our trauma is delicious.
I do drink your trauma like a milkshake, and it reinvigorates me to continue traumatizing.
Like I said, it's gonna be that scene from Monty Python, me just running down the beach in full Klingon battle gear.
100%.
I'm just
With
sitting
that-
off to the side with like a fucking drum set.
I had to
that-
explain to him earlier this week when he thought I would have mailed him a horse's head, how I would not mail him a horse's head. He has no emotional attachment to a horse. Now his cat or Matt's pinky, those are options.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. 100%. Well, with that awesome note, is there anything that anybody wants to ask me before we start? Do we have anything that we want to clarify? Or
What's your mailing
anything?
address?
I have already given you my mailing address. Please stop asking for it.
Yeah, but now we're recording.
Yeah. Awesome. I just need to make sure that I have my log open.
Your log? No, carry on.
Your log, I should say. Whatever.
Last week's not going to be helpful. I was too engrossed in the game.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and it's really not giving me anything.
Nope.
Because it's blank. Space fight, space crash. Edwards takes the con and crashes the Guan Yu. All hands abandon ship. Mission's not over. Sheev saves 76 crewmen before dying with the ship. Is literally the entire log.
Well, it was a busy day.
A lot of shit was happening. It was almost like someone expected us to crash a ship into a planet and made the that.
Yeah.
What I love is, because of that, I'm not going to probably breach 50,000 words.
Yeah.
I am
But you could always add that,
505 words away.
You could always add that Saoirse took the saber tooth.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go back and edit things once a new session has started. I had 2 weeks to go back and correct this, and I didn't. It feels like I'm cheating at that point.
So, because I am a nice GM. Now, I'm not nice enough to not have it be a 5-threat game. But
yeah, tracks.
You will be keeping the momentum, which at my last count is at 5 to start of this session, because I figured you'll probably need it. Anyway, with that being said, I think it's time for us to begin. Ugh. My tummy's got the grumblies that only hands can satisfy. Let me go ahead and...
Well, judging by the position of the moon and the sun, probably at the bottom of the ocean. I bet lots of holes in them.
Oh! those get really. The last thing that I'll say before we actually start, those get so dark.
They start dark.
Actually,
They get really worse.
like it started off as like haha funny bit, like haha there's somebody stabbed, but that's funny, to like shit like being kind of like body horror and like actually scary.
What can I say? I thought they'd be cooked more. Raw face is just gross.
Raw face is just gross. Yeah, it goes.
Speaking of giant explosions, fun fact, during a nuclear explosion, there is a certain radius in which all frozen microwavable pizzas are perfectly cooked.
Oh, Jesus. That's not wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Math.
And with that, welcome to this session of the USS Guan Yu, a Star Trek Adventures TTRPG show here on the USS Guan Yu YouTube channel. I am your Game Master, Tyler. I am joined today by 4 of our 5 crew people at the potential end of a very long journey. Now, what happened last time, I came to play and did it a little too well. It began with a very knuckle-whitening space fight that was against a very large Scale 6 Jem'Hadar battlecruiser, helmed by the once thought dead Commander Chuck, who looked very not like himself. You all remember he was very, very damaged. He had a big face mask with white fluid being carried in through the white into the mask. His face and all of his hair was gone. Some things happened. I did quite a lot of damage to the ship's engines. This, along with some telepathic advice to our good Commander Commander Hagen, ended with the almost inevitable need to crash the USS Guan Yu into the unknown planet where the rift was being generated from. Unbeknownst to the players, though, in their way were 2 defense platforms that had shockingly good aim and ended up damaging the engines of the USS Guan Yu to the point where a warp core breach was imminent. All of our crew, the Commanders Kelly and Hagen, Captain Edwards, Ensign Woodyard, as well as a host of other people. Lieutenant Woodyard, thank you. Along with a host of other crew people, got off the ship in time, aided by the good Sheev, stayed behind to usher people off of the ship in a orderly manner. Sheev died in the explosion that took the USS Guan Yu, and the crew is scattered in escape pods, and for a good portion of our senior staff in the Sabertooth tank shuttle, something. We haven't really come up with a designation for it yet, but it's a tank.
It's a hover tank.
It's a hover tank. The place that we are going to start today is in a escape pod. Now, to give everybody a little bit more information about the escape pods that they may or may not be in, after further research on my part, these escape pods are able to accommodate 6 people. At that max capacity, they are rather cramped, but still have some emergency supplies that can last you, if the escape pod remains in space and remains intact, can last you up to 6 months. However, since the ship was in the process of crashing into the planet anyway, those escape pods are all going into landing mode and being driven towards and piloted towards the plane. Inside one of these escape pods, actually a pretty decent amount of room between them, is our good Captain Edwards. Let me get some appropriate music here. One moment. Captain Edwards, you take off with this escape pod, danger close to the you're maybe an Everest height above the planet at this point, a few miles up at the most. You and Detrol, the Romulan intelligence attaché, are in this escape pod, and you are careening towards your expected landing zone. Out of the view screen, you see, literally through the window, you see a jet purple, inky, very unstable looking beam of energy expelling itself where you can see sort of trees, very tall trees sort of in the way, and you can see a small clearing with the beam of energy being expelled through from the middle of this clearing. My question to you is, what do you do in this?
Okay. Based on the data I have on the screens, how fast am I approaching the ground? Do I have time to compensate? Can I pick up the signals of any other escape pods? Because obviously the characters know how to do this a lot better than we do. There would be contingencies already in place. Likely the first team down is setting up base camp, and anyone else would be directing their pods to that location. Do I A, know where they're setting that up based on computers, and B, have enough time to do anything about it?
So, you are falling at this point with nobody sort of actively slowing the descent at this point.
Escape pods do have thrusters that are about the equivalent of rocket engines that we have today. So,
yes,
I know I can put it down safely, but I don't know if I can put it down safely where I want it or where I'm going to.
So you are currently going at a non-viable entry route. What I mean by that is that you are pretty much going straight down. If anybody's flown a rocket before,
We're going with survive the land. Got it. Oh, cool. In that case, I'm going to do everything I need to survive the land.
Right. You hear in the shuttle as, number one, the large surface area you see kicking out in the windows sort of surrounding you inside this small circular room with sort of like walled chairs, like chairs attached to the wall with emergency straps on. You're not in one of those right now. You're sort of at the controls right here. You can see plasma corona from how much heat that you're picking up from the atmosphere and the friction, the literal friction that you're experiencing. You're going very quickly. I am going to require, if you're going to try to adjust your entry trajectory, or just for your entry, velocity, it's going to be a roll. If you're going to be trying to pilot your way to a specific area, it's going to be a much more difficult.
No, if they're
that list in the chat has way too many people in the Jag.
That's originally what you people told me.
Hagen, Kelly, Woodyard, Creighton. Drosser is with Woodyard.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Woodyard's in.
And Mitchell and the medical staff are not in the Jag. Right, it's Jag, not Sabretooth. My bad.
Mitchell and the medical staff are in the jet.
Yes, they are the ones who are in the jet. The only person that I see who is not actually in the Jag, who's in an escape pod, is Strasser.
But Woodyard and Strasser, are together.
Woodyard and
Not remember that many people getting into the Jag.
They got
The
into
medical
no,
personnel would have
Woodyard-
evacuated much first, or much earlier than Saoirse did.
Yeah, because remember, they were evacuated immediately. They were some of the people that she was directing to escape pods and that sort of thing. Yeah, because the people in the Jag waited a good bit for Sheev to get back.
But last I checked, the Jag was not in its transport configuration.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we keep that fucker in its tank configuration unless otherwise noted.
Yeah. So to get
There. We will adjust accordingly because Hagen went with Kelly. Kelly grabbed Creighton. Mitchell and the medical staff went into likely a medical escape pod. But Hagen just said that she went to the Jag with them. See, this is why we have multiple conflicting...
I actually do remember what the organization was. I was thinking about it. Woodyard and Strasser were in their own escape pod because they were getting other crew members into the escape pod as well.
That's right. We got 2 security.
There, I'll
What's
show you
going
a little
on?
bit. Take a look.
Apologies, everybody. We're just going to go ahead and get this situated. I'm sure we'll do a cut.
No, we won't.
Okay.
Yes, except that Mitchell and the medical staff, I think, were with Hagen. Unless Hagen just made sure they got to an escape pod and then got in the Jag.
I don't believe that.
The Jag,
Hagen
if I remember correctly,
went to the Jag.
Hagen and Kelly went to the Jag. Grisk was thrown in at the last second to fill the seat they were holding for Sheev. Kelly grabbed Creighton.
And that was it.
Yep.
So the Jag can only hold 4.
Yeah,
Right, so there's your
which
list.
means, yeah, Hagen just made sure that Mitchell and the medical staff got into an escape pod and then went to the Jag.
They probably had an evac shuttle.
Yeah, they could be shuttles or escape pods. Like
That is perfect. That right there looks correct.
there we go.
Yes.
Cool.
But you don't need to type this, but Woodyard and Strasser did pull 2 security enlisted
Yeah.
people. All right. Okay, so back to the action. So Edwards, you are gonna. So, are you attempting to pilot this towards any place, or are you just looking to slow your landing?
We're just looking to slow our landing at this point, then.
Okay. So you activate the RCS and atmospheric pressure controls. Go ahead. This is going to be a daring con, and it's going to be difficulty. I'm going to say you're operating this outside of normal parameters at an emergent speed with a bad entry angle. I'm going to say difficulty 3 for this.
Okay. I have 0 values for this for some reason. Moving on. Cool. Buying up to 4 with threat.
I wasn't designed to live through things. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, that was a burn. All right. Speaking of burn, yeah, that is 1 momentum generated. You do the thing. The troll sort of sees what you're about to do and gets into sort of a chair and buckles herself in. Yeah, you activate the emergency RCS control. Basically, you send a huge burst of energy just to slow you down, and you take a look at some you come down. Go ahead, and I am gonna go ahead and inflict stress on the landing. This will not be lethal stress. This will be non-lethal stress. Go ahead. This will be here, and we're gonna do challenge. All right. So, Edwards, you take 3. You take 3 damage, 3 stress, as your knees buckle under you as you slam into the side of a tree. The escape pod, the landing struts go out. You slam into a tree, break one of them off, and sort of embed yourself into some soft dirt.
Ooh. Well, that hurt. Oh.
God.
Sorry, your injuries are not service related. Oh, God.
Tell that to my list. Okay. I'm gonna crawl up to whatever consoles are still functional and try to initiate communication with any other escape pod or shuttle. Captain Edwards, to all hands.
Yeah. You detect a very deep level of interference
Yeah, I
from
figured.
an unknown energy source. That's very, very powerful. That's very close to you.
Yeah. I didn't think that was gonna work. Okay, Tetrol, how you doing?
You see that she has a gash across the side of her forehead, and she's sort of like, okay, all right. You see the Romulan colored blood sort of is seeping down her eye. Ow.
I'll
Okay.
grab the emergency medical kit.
You suck
Yep.
at this. You suck at piloting. Oh, God.
I mean, to be fair, you've only seen me pilot twice. Both were crashes.
She sort of chuckles to herself and goes, oh. And you can see that she wasn't fully strapped in, and her side of the escape pod was the one that hit the ground the most directly. She sort of starts to sit up and goes, oh, and holds her side. Oh.
Okay, I'll grab the med kit and the hopefully medical tricorder and wave the little wand over her and find out what reason she can't come with me.
Go ahead and it is gonna be this is gonna be reason medicine. Difficulty, I'll say a 1. No, I'm sorry. I'll say, I'm gonna spend some thread here.
It's a medical scan. What?
It will be difficulty. It will be a difficulty 1, but it's going to be complication range of 4.
Yeah, I'm just rolling this flat because I'm just scanning a body. Why would I think about spending resources on this?
Nice.
I paid attention.
Yep. 1 float. Which do you direct your scan at first? Her head, her body, what part? Or are you just trying to get a total?
I know head wounds bleeds a fuck ton, so I'm gonna go for the part that she's actually like cradling. So we'll go for her side.
4 of her transverse ribs are fully broken. 2 of them are broken to the point where they're actually busted internally. Like, what I mean by that is they're not like pried open and gonna jut out the skin. They're going deeper into her. You can see that her right lung is in the danger area of, if she expands that lung too much, she could lacerate her. She could perforate her lung. Okay.
Bad news. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I am fresh out of doctors.
Okay.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
So we've established that my range for my telepathy, at a stretch, is about half a continent.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still the case here, or is there interference for me as well?
We will cover that in your scene.
Okay,
Which will be next. So Edward, you see her sort of grimace and goes, yeah. You really think that you're going to be able to get to where you're going without me?
Well, I know you're not moving, and we need someone here to tell whoever shows up where I went. So
You see her face go from in pain to immediately focused, and her head pricks to the right. Did you hear
fuck.
that?
I didn't, but I'll go grab whatever phasers are kicking around. This thing is gonna have them. It's gonna have rations. It's gonna have med kits. It's gonna have phasers.
Yep. You see,
It's gonna have an emergency transponder.
you
And during
see,
wartime, it's going to have Type 3s.
I don't know about that. You could certainly spend that for that if you want. I would say as standard, it has Type 1s in there.
It wouldn't have Type 1s, it'd have Type 2s.
Type 2s, yeah, sure. Yeah, you see that. I mean, this is gear for 6. So you see above each headrest is a ration pack, a emergency, like a small, like pocket size emergency medical kit with a hypospray, a dermal regenerator, and whatever else comes in that pack, and a a hand phaser.
Okay. I'm going to grab 2 phasers. I'm going to hand her one. She can at least shoot from there. Okay. Just keep your eye on the door. I'm going to go take a look.
She puts it in her offhand, her left hand, and sort of points it. You hear her deet 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 on the phaser, and she sets it to kill.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the edge of the door. And wait, the door is closed. How could she hear anything? This is a goddamn space shuttle. Like, it's a pod.
Give me a. I will say you know Detrell well enough to where she has instincts about these sort of things, where it may be a sort of like Romulan paranoia, or that gives her sort of like a gut feeling. And she's not like she said, "Did you hear that?" But
yeah,
you take that to mean like she thinks that there's somebody outside.
New plan. I am going. Oh, this is a horrible idea.
Tell me.
I am going to set a trap. Oh, if someone we don't recognize opens that door, let them breach the room.
Tell me. Okay, hang on 1 second. No.
I feel the need to tell you all that I have delicious beef stew and fresh rolls.
Just die.
During the crash, did I, aside from hurting my knees, did I gain any wounds that may be bleeding?
You do a quick self look at yourself. You were really, since you were the one driving, you were properly braced for what was about to happen. You don't feel anything. I mean, your knees always hurt because you're old, but yeah. Oh, actually, you're rather young. Your knees just feel like they buckled a little bit. You don't have like a broken ankle or anything.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna kneel down and whisper to Detrell. All right, we'll give him 5 minutes. See if whoever opens the door, see if they're coming to check for any survivors, possibly take prisoners. I'm gonna go lie on that console, pretend to be dead, and I lie down on the console, like with my thrown up on it, phaser like pointed at the door but hidden in my lap.
Okay.
And just
before you do that, Detrell pulls you closer. They'll probably be expecting something like that. She pulls a knife out of sort of her side, not out of her flesh, like off of her holster. Sort of this long, sort of kind of karambit style Romulan knife. Here, and she sort of puts a little snick in your arm. You do take a stress point. It starts bleeding, and she touches your blood and swipes it across your face. Okay, now you look dead.
Thank you. Okay.
You hear you hear mechanical noises from the other side of the door. Is your head fully down? Like, are you?
No, I would have definitely set it up in such a way that I can keep an unobserved eye on the door.
Okay. I am gonna. Yep.
Yeah. There's no other way to describe it. I would have found a way to do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll say that you put your head sort of in a way where some of your face is like covered by your arm, but like you have one eye open. That's sort of to the side of the console. That you can have like a partially obstructed view of the door as it opens.
Yeah.
1 or 2 minutes passes. This mechanical sound's still going on. Give me a insight engineering roll, difficulty 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have focuses for this. Nope.
Of course, I don't have any focuses for this. Why would I have focuses for this?
Yes, you're in a situation that I have put you in.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't need you.
1 float.
Yeah. While I'm being here, go ahead.
Yeah, you hear it's been a while since your engineering classes and since you've been anywhere near where engineering work has taken place, but you know the sound of somebody accessing a panel, like through a door. You hear a panel being accessed, and you hear the sound of a manual hand actuator being opened. You see this door, which normally opens via a power cell, slowly sort of cranks open, little by little by little by little. You see a figure walk in. I will say, on the planet where you are right now, it's sunset. There's still some edges of sunlight, but you see from the shadows outside that you're sort of in a forest area, so it is rather dark. You see a figure, a pretty tall figure actually, walk through. You see that they have some sort of rifle-like object in their hands, and you see that they have a flashlight attachment on the rifle, and you see that the light starts to sweep towards you. Go ahead and this is going to be your stealth roll now, and this will be opposed. This is a play dead roll, so go ahead and give me presence, security, and this is going to be opposed.
Okay. Focus and gambling.
This is a gamble.
This is a bluff, if any.
I will. Yes, I will give that to you for sure.
Okay.
And this is
Gonna
going to be opposed by
buy
their insights, security.
Gonna buy one with momentum. Actually, I'm gonna buy the first one with threat, second one with momentum.
Okay.
And fuck it, because you're just gonna buy all the way up. I'm gonna buy the next one with threat. I'm winning this.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and just buy 2 dice.
Coward.
Go ahead and make your roll.
Re-rolling the 17. Oh, quash it.
All right. Now for my roll, and I think this needs some music. 4 dice. The eerie silence of the scene. Just hear you're literally holding your breath. This isn't a very big space. There's a silhouette pointing its rifle sort of right at you. Go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and roll. This is 4 dice. This person does have a focus of search and destroy. Yeah, that's about how I expected that to go. I do have full security as well, so I am going to go ahead and re-roll that 16. This needs to be a 1 or a 2.
May I recommend a 0?
Wow. Closer than I thought it would be. That is, at this point, a tie. Now,
Tie goes to the defender.
the tie does go to the defender. Actually, no, it doesn't. It goes to the attacker, I'm pretty sure. Well, so here's the deal. The way that we've done this before is actually a clash. And the player gets the option to succeed at cost. Now, I'll give you that option and what that option will entail. You can either clash, which will be another roll, or you have the option of starting combat right now, and you get to go first, and it will be a prepared roll with a free minor action to aim.
Well, yeah, I have to go with that route because that was what this was for.
Okay.
I was never intending to just pretend to be dead until they left.
Okay. Sounds good. Captain Edwards, you leap awake and you're pointing your Type 2 phaser. Please roll to hit. You do have the aim minor action, which does allow you to re-roll one of your to-hit die. Along with your boulder.
Buy up to 4 with threat.
5 to 4 with threat. I love this. This is gonna be control security, and it's gonna be difficulty 2.
Reroll the 20 using aim.
Wow.
That'll do.
Yeah, all those rolls are under 10. Wow, that's great. Do you only have a security of 4?
Yeah, I only have none of my stats are above 4. I have a nice
Wow.
balanced con command security.
I actually didn't know that. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
I'm
that
incredibly balanced.
That is
As long as
3
you don't
momentum
ask me to do
generated,
math.
and go ahead and roll for damage, please. And are you firing lethal or non-lethal?
I'm firing strongly.
Well,
we don't set to lethal. I know she set
all
to
right.
lethal, which is fine. Okay, that's there. Spending to re-roll the blanks. So I've got
make sure this awesome music is set to loop.
7.
It is. That is 7.
okay.
7 minus
Also-
2 resistance is 5. Your orange Nadion blast fires off from the phaser. Now, from the phaser, illuminated in the orange light of your phaser is the face of a Jem'Hadar attack soldier. This is going to be a non-lethal 1, 2, 3, 4, yet non-lethal injury. I am going to spend 2 to avoid the injury. I will say, so the initiative at this point would fall to the enemy team unless you had a swift task, or if you
I
wanted
have
to
a
keep the initiative.
I'm going to swift task first.
All right.
And now
I believe
that
that's 2 momentum, right?
Yeah, 2 momentum for that. And now that I can confirm it's in fact Jem'Hadar and not someone at my door.
All right.
Like a positive target acquisition, but you still play a little safe when you're playing stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Sure.
Shooting again, using focus, buy up to 4.
Alrighty.
Oh, I forgot my minor action. Fuck.
And the difficulty was 3.
Yeah, re-rolling the 19. High risk and
Oh,
reward.
gotcha. And that is a crit. Wow. Two more momentum generated. Are you firing lethally or non-lethally?
Oh yeah, once I confirmed it was Jem'Hadar, that shit's lethal.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit, please. Roll for damage.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know.
Spin for piercing?
Yeah, spin for pierce.
All right.
Armor.
3, 4, 5, 6. You hit this guy right in the chest with a lethal phaser bolt. You see a part of his armor disintegrates. You see a hole is burned into this person's chest. You see they fall backwards without stopping their fall and hit their head on the lip of the door that they just came through. They are on a 1 minute timer. You can sense that the soldier is still alive though, but he is very, very badly injured.
Okay. Do I see any other movement outside the door?
I will give you.
They wouldn't be working alone.
Yeah, I will be giving you an inside security roll for free. Go ahead and give me. This is going to be. It's dark. It's a fast-moving situation. Go ahead and give me difficulty 3.
Focus and Starfleet protocol, because we've been at war with them. Knowing what kind of section squad tactics they have would be standard procedure at this point.
I will, against my better judgment, give you that one.
Okay. And security, buy with bold, get me 3.
All right. That is 1 momentum generated. There is one other soldier. What's that?
Okay. And Detrol can't move, but she sure as fuck can shoot. But I don't know if she can see it.
I will say it would require her to like not fully get up and move, but she would have to lean over onto her damaged side in order to peek out the door, and it would be a kind of a tough shot because it's a bad angle.
Yeah. She's under orders to shoot as they come in the door. If I give you the swift task now, can she prepare to do that? Use to prepare a minor action to... Because right now we're both under cover. So
right.
If she comes...
You can, yes. See, you can spend 2 momentum to keep the initiative. She can then prepare a full action and have the trigger be somebody walking into the door. For sure.
Yep, do all those things.
Okay.
They got here really fucking fast, by the way. I fell out of space.
Yep. A couple of minutes did pass by, for sure, but yeah, definitely a very fast response. Alright. My turn. You see an object get thrown into the escape pod.
Grenade!
Yep.
This grenade is going to be going off. The guy is going to throw it. I do believe I need to still roll to hit for this, so that they can hit their intended target with it, which is the middle of the room.
As someone who has bounced grenades off door frames and back at myself, yes, you do need to roll to hit.
Yeah. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and do this.
0 successes.
All right. The difficulty of this stance is going to be 2. I'm going to spend 1 threat. This, and for a focus. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
2 momentum. I'm sorry, 2 threat. Nope, give me that momentum back. 2 threat generated. Let me pull up the damage stat on a grenade. Okay. I am going to think for a moment. Oh, wow.
If a grenade...
It's almost like you make
was thrown-
plans without realizing that they're gonna fuck us.
You know?
If a grenade was thrown into this room, I only have one viable option.
Is that
I need to
option
dive-
jumping on top of it?
No, it's diving up the
Yes,
fucking
of course
door.
it is.
Is
You could try to kick it.
I could
Sucker
try to
that
kick it.
motherfucker.
Can you do
type
the
of
take
grenade.
cover thing?
But that's just it. Dive for cover, I technically have to be the target of the ranged attack.
I will say that you, by letter of the law, you and Detrol are the targets because it's an area of effect.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to try to get it out of here. It's cooler and funnier to send it back his way.
Okay. Tell me exactly how you're intending on doing this.
Kick it.
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
'Cause
I
you-
would just, if he's launching it into the middle of the room, I'm going to kick it back out the door. I should be, if my mental image is correct, exit door,
What are you
Detrol,
drawing?
me.
I'd agree with that.
I'm trying to just basically sidestep and boot it back out the door straight.
Okay.
At the
So-
same point, kind of throwing myself to the side.
So here's the deal. Pause the music because it's a lot. I will only allow this to occur because literally it's against the rules.
Yes.
Like the grenade is meant to explode on impact. Like that's how this grenade is supposed to work. And if not on impact, directly after impact. I will allow you to attempt this if you can cite a value and spend your determination to do it. And that is literally the only.
No, absolutely not, Pupper.
Yeah, I had to laugh when I read my first value of first through the door because I'm like, I can't argue that when the grenade was second thing through the door.
Yeah.
Yes, and my value of yes and working with Sir Kelly has allowed me to embrace the chaos.
I'm helping.
I
I love that value.
I'm
it's
helping.
literally it's the improv thing because it's supposed to work for everything. But it's my fault for allowing it. I will. Yeah, sure, for sure.
Well. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Hey, but good news is I don't get to keep my determination this time.
So go ahead, and this is going to be a fitness security roll. Now, is your intent to get this back to the place that it was thrown from, or just to get it over?
No. We're not bending it like Beckham. This thing's going out the door.
Okay. Well, yeah, all right. So this is going to be a fitness security roll. Literally, you have a second to do this.
Okay.
If you, so here's what the roll is going to be. It is going to be a fitness security roll. This is going to be difficulty 4. I'm spending diff 4, complication range of 4.
Okay, cool. Comp 4. Okay. I'm going to, so basically, just to use my momentum, the way I drew it there, sidestep in, boot it, and keep moving that momentum, throwing my body on top of Detrol's, just in case. This way I can cite my focus of strategic sacrifice.
Yeah. All right.
Hear the defeat in his voice. And I will buy security. Perfect. I'll buy one with momentum, the other two with threat. Reroll the 18 using threat. There's your 4.
So that happens. You fucker. You you literally you kick it like a kickball. It's thrown at you. It All right. Somebody roll me a d20. If it lands on a nat 20, I will allow this to kill the person.
Not Trev.
Okay. I got it.
If that would have hit a
so
20,
close.
That would have been so fucking funny.
I would have actually gotten up and been like rethought my life.
It was close. It was real close.
It was very close. You kick this grenade. It flashes out with plasma energy. Not only would this have been really bad, it would have burned you to a crisp, literally. You see the door is now, instead of a normal door, it is now red and in some parts white hot. Like the metal is down. So yeah, and you land on top of the troll.
Within reason. Like, I know she's injured, so, like, I'm throwing my body between her and then, but, you know, I can use my arms to brace off the seat, so I'm not crushing her with my bald bulk.
You get really close to her face.
Yes.
And you sort of, yeah, so that was his action. You get really, really close. You make eye contact for a moment.
Shipping.
She looks down at your lips. Her eyes look sort of not in your eyes, but her head tilts. She points her Romulan phaser.
I handed her a Type 2.
Oh, well, yeah. She has her Type 2 phaser set to kill, and you hear a as the
You hear a
person-
what? Discord cut you off.
you hear a screaming sound that is like somebody getting disintegrated by a phaser. Behind you. You turn around just as you see the remnants of a knife that was being driven down to your back. She looks at you as the smell of baked Jem'Hadar fills the air. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Excellent response time. Okay.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna reorientate myself towards the white hot door. Do the quick, not put my head out the door, scan left and right. And think as loud as I can. God, I hope this works. Kestra. Think.
Give me. Give me.
I don't
Go
want
ahead
to
and
give
give
you
me
a
an
roll for
insight.
this.
Go ahead and give me an insight medicine check. Difficulty of 3.
Could at least buy for 30.
And I roll
right?
as well to try and hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Does my
no,
talent
no,
of
no.
cold reading?
No, you don't have a talent for this.
Yeah, no, that was never gonna fly. Cool. I'll buy for 3 with threat and just.
No way.
Oh.
Moving scenes.
Color me surprised.
The cutting up to the shuttle, to the Sabertooth, to the Jag.
which we all keep misremembering the name of. The Jag, yeah.
In Sabertooth class hover tank, the USS Jaguar.
If I may remind everyone what Saoirse's last act before jettisoning it was to play Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart.
Actually, I did have a thing that I wanted to ask the GM about.
For sure. Let me set the scene first, and then I will take that.
Yep.
It's in the chaos. No, we're not gonna do that. In the chaos of the 5 minutes that just happened. You see these smoldering remains, the mist basically of the ship in your rear view sensors as you take your way down to the planet. And it was Kelly piloting, right?
Yep.
Kelly, you look in your security sensors, you can see the what I'll call the Dreadnought, but it actually has a real name.
I believe it's the battle cruiser.
Yeah, the battle cruiser. Begin to change tack and begin orbiting the planet, going the opposite way from where you are. So you're not in immediate danger. You are at this time in the higher parts of the atmosphere. You're using your maneuvering. You do have maneuvering thrusters, basically RCS thrusters, that can guide you down to where you want to go onto the planet within. You're going to be stuck in this hemisphere with just how fast you're falling, because you did use the jettison, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you're.
What hemisphere? Are we supposed to be seeing a map? Because
no,
I don't see a map.
I don't have a planet map for this, unfortunately. But I guess I could. Yeah. Well, here, let me take you to this. Not that space.
I just didn't know what was going on exactly.
No,
you're saying this hemisphere like there was an image.
Right. Yeah. So, you're grab a Sabertooth token. Jaguar. I'm sorry. There you are. It's called the Sabertooth still. Give me 1 second. USS Jaguar. Okay, so USS Jaguar, you're stuck in sort of the hemisphere of sort of where the emanation of energy is coming from, Kelly, and Hagen, and everybody else is in the shuttle. But you can go anywhere in that continent. You have that amount of range as you sort of get a nice entry trajectory into, like, an entry interface into where you are going. My question is, yeah.
That was going to be in character, so finish your description.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah. You have a hemisphere of locations in front of you. What do you do?
So this was my question before we hop into this.
Yep.
The different modules for the Jaguar. Did we have Did we have the attack module preloaded?
Yeah, that's default.
Okay, so we have to spin. You get two threat.
Oh yeah, for all its toys.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Right.
Which we get +2 damage to our main gun. Which I don't know what that is.
Beefy.
It's essentially it is a phaser cannon, but a phaser cannon with your scale size.
Sabertooth primary weapon. Okay.
And then you also have a smaller, so that's going to be like your main destructive thing that works for installations, whereas you have a smaller weaponry like pulse phaser rifles that are in a sort of turret spot in the front and in the back that are remote operated.
Okay. If Buford could go into the compendium and find out where that would be to put it on the ship, that would be great, because I have a feeling that we're going to be needing to use those.
Sorry, I was typing the log. What weapon?
The Sabertooth's weapons.
It's gonna be a pair of Type 3s on both the fore section and the aft section of the hull.
Oh, literally.
And the
types
main
of
cannon.
phasers, not
Yeah.
phaser beams or anything. Okay, cool.
Okay.
We'll add those, which is weird, but I will do it.
But those are like the personal phaser rifles. Like that's gonna be your like anti-personnel.
Personnel.
Yeah, that's what you
Right,
carry.
and
Yeah.
and
Not-
then the
not
main
one-
cannon, I feel like we will need to fire at least once, if for no other reason than to show them they shouldn't fuck with us. But that's not right at the moment. Okay,
Right.
that's all I wanted. I wanted to make sure that our ship was properly aligned.
That's a very good thing to do because that's definitely gonna be important. All right. Yeah, Kelly.
Commander, I'm guessing you want us to set down close to that beam?
Yes. See if you can find any clusters of escape pods near there.
All right, I'm on it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot speaking. We are currently attempting re-entry. Please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in the upright and locked position, and keep all appendages inside the Jaguar until we have come to a full and complete stop.
Grisk, you hear Grisk behind you, like kind of giggle. Commander Creighton is silent. Hagen, you feel a deep sense of grief from Creighton.
I put my hand on her shoulder and I just go, "You did everything you could. We all did."
My ship that just exploded out there. I built it.
I know. But the mission isn't done.
You see that she sort of breathes and then goes into work mode. Kelly, a couple of things I'm going to need from you. So usually the pilot sits in the pilot chair. Who is co-piloting? I'm assuming it's Hagen.
I mean, I have a con of 3, so I can.
Yeah. What I'm saying is co-piloting. You can either have the choice of assisting with the pilot roles, or you can do like sensor stuff. Is sort of the
Okay.
way we now.
Then yeah, I'll actually, it might be better for Creighton to co-pilot.
All right.
Now that I'm looking at it, yep.
I don't care which one
I
is
need someone
co-piloting,
there.
I need someone on sensors.
Yep.
Right.
Creighton gets.
That's why I'm saying Creighton is the better option for that. I'm not great at that.
Let me take a look and make sure that Creighton is actually set up with that. Lower decks. There it is. Creighton. Blue face. Yeah, she's a security of 3. She can do it. Actually, no,
Yeah.
she has a science of 4. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, that's why I said Creighton should do it.
Yep.
I have a science of 1.
Which is wild to me, but yeah. So Creighton sits in the co-pilot chair, sort of looks over at you, Kelly, and says, "Okay, scanning now for escape pod signatures."
Wait on
Go
that.
ahead.
What I need you to do right now is analyze the trajectory of the debris. We can use that to predict wind currents.
The debris. Gotcha. She begins sort of scanning the area for sort of how the wind is going to be carrying you, all that good stuff. Who would like to control Creighton? Kyle? Or actually, no, Trev. Trev, if you please.
Okie doke.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that you have access to her sheet. You should. She's in the lower decks. Just for good measure, I will drag out her token.
Would
Got
those
it.
be considered an activation?
She doesn't
It is
count.
considered- She does not.
Oh.
She is an NPC
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, she's
Gotcha.
got full like everything's compared to us, our NPCs. I've been trying to usurp her for months, and Tyler won't let me. Thanks, I would have buffed the shit out of her.
Kyle, Kelly. Perfect. That's everybody in the scene, I think. I guess perfect. So go ahead,
Risk.
Trev, and give me using Creighton's stats. Please go ahead and give me. This is going to be reason science. She does not have a focus for this, but go ahead. This is going to be like a general sort sort of like looking at atmospheric conditions. That includes wind. Go ahead and roll.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be 2.
Oh.
I love you, Trev. I will allow it to succeed at cost. Or if
I don't
you
know.
wanna
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
I was gonna say I thought that her stats were pretty good enough that I think I could probably get 2 with 2, but I didn't want to
Okay.
use our momentum for that. So,
Gotcha.
God forbid you try
sorry.
to succeed.
No, you're go ahead. Yeah, I will allow it to succeed at cost. You'll just get you'll get a little bit less information than you normally would, but you'll still get the information that you're looking.
Succeed the cost.
Yep, perfect. So rated. The wind currents are pretty typical of an M-class world. There are wind currents that are going to be carrying the okay. So in general, the debris is going to be pretty much following your heading. It's you're sort of going with the wind, Commander Kelly. You attempt to take a more detailed atmospheric scan, Raiden, but your sensors are being occluded by the anomaly that's currently arcing off the planet. The only information that you get about the atmosphere is that it is habitable.
The only information we get is what?
Is that it is habitable. The atmosphere, oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere, it is safe for people. Is the information you get.
And I just put some chocolate chip cookies in the oven.
Perfect. And what are we? So, is there anything else that we're looking for right now as you go into entry interface and attempt to land this shuttle?
Search is just going to concentrate on landing the Jag.
Alrighty. Trev, what is Kraden looking for?
Braden is looking for life signs, right? I mean, that's the
A
best thing.
cluster of escape pods, anywhere where they would have tried to all land. If there's
Sure,
a
I
large
guess,
group.
yeah, I guess so. What would it be? The metallics that the shuttles are made out of? Deuterium?
They should have
Right.
like SOS beacons.
Or beacons, even. That
Yeah,
sounds even better.
It would
You
be
guys are
pretty
smart.
silly of the escape pods to not have beacons on them.
Yeah.
Hey, look. In all fairness, I've never personally dealt with abandoning ship, so I don't know what to look for. But I guess I think that SOS would probably be the smartest thing to do, since that would be attached to each of the pods.
So that's a very good question. Go ahead and give me. I will allow that with that same. Actually, no. I will ask for a new roll here for that. Go ahead and give me.
Before we carry on, that's why I brought up what would our procedures be for Starfleet, because we are escaping from a destroyed ship. We are currently in an active combat situation. Protocol may be to not turn those things on and guide them straight to you.
So that's a very good question. I don't believe that we have a canon.
No, we don't.
So okay, yeah. So go ahead and that's a very good question.
That's why
I will say, So this is going to be up the protocol right now. That the people are going to be following is going to be the closest protocol to what they have, which is an abandoned ship call. In which case, the protocol would be to turn those beacons right on so that people know where you are. If that does that sort of compute with y'all?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
It can work. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page.
whether or not that's the best idea in this situation
Because-
is up for a lot of argument.
Yeah, even
that's what
so,
people are doing.
in a combat situation, even the founders would take prisoners. So there's a non-zero chance the distress beacon would still be received by enemy, and yet now you're a bargaining chip, which is still better than death. So yeah, we'll go with the beacons on.
For sure. Yeah, go ahead, and this is specifically related to communications. I've created a floating disadvantage here due to the anomaly that you're currently dealing with. Please give me, Commander Creighton, please give me a insight, science or insight engineering roll. Difficulty will be of 1, but the complication range is set at 4.
Okay, I'm not gonna. I feel like
Buy 2 dice.
Use. Okay, I'm gonna use 1 momentum and 2 threat then.
Ready?
Oh boy, I do feel. There's no there is no
If you're looking specifically for the SOS signals, you do not have a focus.
a focus. Yeah. Okay. I just never realized how badly I have rolled consistently for over a year.
Really? It's kind of a meme.
I do believe that 17 with a complication range of 4 is a complication.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
But it is a success.
Yes, it's a complicated success. So
Yeah.
here's what you find. You find a good cluster. Actually, the vast majority of the escape pods are already either landed or in the process of landing, since you guys waited for a bit. Some of them are coming right up behind you, and you actually, Jack, Commander Kelly, rather, you see that you have to sort of use your navigational sensors to sort of adjust course to make sure that you don't hit them as they're sort of going along your same entry interface. You see the cluster of them. They are all spread within a 5-mile radius in a large forest that is adjacent to the clearing where the anomaly is being projected from. This is an arboreal forest. There's a mixture of deciduous and coniferous trees. The vast majority, and their SOS beacons are on. They come on automatically as they land. You have to cut through a lot of chatter. You can't get an exact count of them, but you can see that they're spread along a generic 5-mile radius. And you try to raise their sort of communication signals, and you find that you cannot open like a channel to them.
Okay.
Once I get that information, how many escape pods were there in total?
Okay, so each one holds 6. So I'm gonna say 4, 8, 6s. I'm gonna say 16 because they each hold 6. 16 of those, and then you use your shuttle complement as well as this to get the entire crew off. Yes, 16 of the escape pods. That math makes sense for me for your crew complement. Because that would be 96 plus your shuttle complement packed to the brim.
Okay.
About this time, Hagen, you get something that you've never heard before, because what you're experiencing right now is a huge amount of telepathic static. You're just getting too many inputs all at once. It's like an interference field that's sort of affecting you even more and more as you're getting closer and closer. You hear your name in Captain Edwards' voice.
Think back, just Captain.
Edwards, you hear
I didn't think this was going to be a two-way conversation. Go ahead.
It becomes a two-way conversation.
Oh shit, this worked? Oh god.
Well, Captain, your thoughts are not exactly subtle.
Hagen, you will say, you have always been the one to initiate contact. This is the first time Edwards has initiated contact with you.
Captain, how are you doing this?
Painfully. I'm near the beam. Detrol needs a doctor. Jem'Hadar just attacked us. Don't.
Do you have coordinates?
I lean out the door. Approximately how far from the beam do I think I am?
You are within, I will say, within a mile of the beam. To the south.
Based on ship trajectory, miles south of the beam.
I relay this to Kelly.
Adjusting course to put us about 6.2 kilometers south of the beam.
And with that, Kelly, go ahead and give me a piloting check. This is going to be fairly standard. There's the atmosphere, as you get closer and closer, it gets more and more turbulent. You are also experiencing random power fluctuations as you get closer to the beam.
So, would you say that I'm relying as much on control services as I am on RCS systems?
That is correct.
Early 21st century military aircraft focus?
You are dropping
Complication
a tank
interest.
through this guy.
At complication interest, I will allow this to happen.
Sure, let's fucking go.
So this will be Diff 4, Comp 2.
Ah, yes, the 21st century aircraft called a tank.
You're landing in an area with trees in it. There are atmospheric disruptions, and you have power fluctuations in your RCS system. Yeah. This will be, I'll say, control con.
Not daring con?
Control
This is
con.
definitely daring.
Yeah, it's daring con. You're landing a tank.
You are flying a tank.
Hey, you know who likes momentum? Us. But you know who likes threat? You.
How much do you feed me?
Dicks.
Inches. I mean, threat.
Holy moly.
Alright, here we fucking go.
Dear Lord.
Hey,
Mm.
you hit it.
Yes, I did.
Is that going to be your roll?
I have no way to modify con, so yes.
Oh, so what is your daring con? Is your daring con and your engineering the same?
No, engineering would be significantly better.
Yeah. So what is your daring con score?
Oh, that is daring con.
That-
Well, I had
14.
con selected, you fucks.
I'm looking at the sheet. She did. He did. He
It just
did
said,
do
it
that.
says daring engineering. So
Okay, let's try this again. Using
All right.
focus, 2 comp range, 5 dice. Let's fucking go.
that is only 1 momentum generated. I believe that. Well, you do have a reroll if you want. Actually, no, not for con. You don't.
Yep, not for con.
Um.
There is no way to quash that complication.
Alrighty. Well, so here's how this is going to work. You succeed in landing the vessel. please give me. You are going to take a breach upon landing. Please. Hey, Trev.
No,
Can you-
Trev's not allowed.
Yeah, he is.
Trev's not allowed.
He's not in the scene. He doesn't have a vested interest.
He's creating
That's-
havoc in the
Oh.
scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
All
now
right.
I feel used, but I do love being used. So let's
Yeah.
do this.
Kyle, give me a d20 roll, please.
Semantics. Gotta love it. Damn it.
Is that weapons?
No, it was just an 18. Oh, a breach.
Yep.
Breach. That is a weapons.
So.
The cannon.
Yeah, you actually do. The cannon, with the power fluctuations, the cannon extends, and in tank mode it extends past the front. But when you're landing and going a little bit too far down, you almost do a pole vault using the main cannon is significantly damaged. You see Risk immediately hop onto the security station and do an emergency shutdown of the plasma, the phaser cannon power cells, and oh god, that was close. That was almost overloaded.
Hey, Grix.
Yeah.
Weapons check on the two phaser repeaters.
Stand by. They appear to be operable, sir, but the power cell for the weapons in general is damaged. Also, he takes an external view, and you see this in an almost like cartoon way. The muzzle, the barrel of the main cannon is pointed up towards the sky, like the end of it.
The searcher just looks at it a moment, presses a button on a computer. First field test note: retract cannon barrel during reentry procedures.
Right. Do you think we can get that fixed?
Well, yes, but no.
You think you can at least get the power cells back up and running?
Absolutely.
Right, then we need that immediately.
So I am creating a floating disadvantage. Your main cannon is inoperable due to your breach. So you just have the anti-personnel phasers to deal with.
All things considered, rolling a breach, that is ideal.
Uh-huh.
For the DM as well, because that's one less headache.
Yeah, truly. Edwards, you hear a kung outside. As you look out of a window, you see a tree that was there is gone. And instead you see the face of the USS Jaguar sitting outside, and very comically, kind of like Hagrid bending up Vernon Dursley's rifle in Sorcerer's Stone. Very much like that.
Well, good news, Patrol. The rescue is here, and I put that in air quotes.
It's so funny. And you see blood actually begins seeping out of her mouth.
I'll run out and do whatever hands can open the damn hatch.
I'm the first one out. I'm in the command seat.
Kestra, to Trawl now. She's coughing up blood, broken ribs, laceration on
On
her
it.
head. Don't think that one's serious.
Okay.
Grix, give me
I
a sweep
have.
the area. I want to know if there's
I
any
have
unpleasant
both.
guests out there.
Watch up.
Taking out 2 Jem'Hadar so far.
one
Haven't
moment.
detected any more.
Risk does a quick sweep of the area. Do you all step out of the Jaguar?
Oh, I meant like a sensor sweep.
Oh,
And And
Sorry.
Nick
This
steps
inside the
steps up into
Jaguar
him.
is like unquestionably the safest place to be right now.
Mm.
Yeah, so Nick just goes in
Okay.
and gets a head count, puts his hand on Saoirse's shoulder and just gives her a nod, and then heads back to the pod.
Okay.
He just holds up a thumbs up and
so
shuts the door behind him.
I have both the emergency medicine focus and the combat medic talent. So, what I can do is up. Mechanically, what it would do is I would make a first aid task check, and I can spend 1 momentum to cause Detrol to regain 5 stress. Basically, nullify an injury.
All right. We can do that in just 1 second. I'm gonna stand up and use the restroom quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Now that he's gone. My plan is to use the Jag, get to trawl back to wherever you guys were going to set up camp, grab Woodyard, and then carry on with our mission so we can sum up this little recollection gig.
A good plan.
I'm listening in. I'm taking a little teeny bit of a break. I'll be right back.
I
I'm
am
gonna go
so
get food.
surprised the joke, me thinking loudly, actually worked. Because otherwise I'd be walking into that beam right now.
At the moment, without like any significant reason to, you could not pay Saoirse to get outside of the tank.
You're right, I couldn't pay you. We live in a utopia. Saoirse, leave the tank. That's an order.
I refuse that order on the grounds that it is reckless and dangerous, and inside the tank is objectively the safest place to be, inside of which I can still carry on the mission. Sir?
We, and he points at her and him, are going that way. They and the Jag are going that way.
A really terrible idea.
Yes. You see the big purple beam of light? We need to go solve that. And I need that. And he just kind of pokes you in the forehead. And that, and he indicates over to Kester working on Detrol, over there.
And in doing that, you would be leaving our most significant strategic and tactical advantage in the dust.
It's also our only mode of transportation to bring the injured crew member to where the doctors are.
Exactly. So we take this back there, grab a strike team, and then head to the pulsing beam, where we're gonna be a lot more effective than just you and me.
Yeah, and here's where I get into the argument with Raquel all the time was, it's still a TTRPG. We're the players. We're going that way.
But also, we need to collect our other player characters.
Yes, we're going to pick him up first. We need to pick up Woodyard. Which is why I was typing that out and said it.
I can't believe he got our fucking... He got our fucking cannon.
Which honestly is what I was hoping would happen.
Yeah.
Because it still leaves us with a good chunk of our firepower, all of our mobility, and all of our protection.
Okay.
Now, having the main gun knocked out is seriously ideal.
Well, it's not ideal. It's just the best of the bad things that could have happened.
Yeah.
Hey. So, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and so Hagen, go ahead and give me a this will be a daring medicine check. Go ahead and daring medicine. I will say difficulty of 3. I'm sorry, difficulty of 2.
Okay. Emergency medicine applies as a focus, I assume. I'm going to spend 1 momentum to do the combat medic task. Well, actually, that'll be after this roll. So I'm going to spend 1 momentum to get a dice and 2 threat to get another dice. Let's see what we got.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll do. I'll reroll at 16 because why not?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That is.
I love the spell
generated.
momentum in the morning.
Yeah. The
You let me
issue.
do a medical task. I don't know what you thought was going to
Yeah,
happen. I'm going to
no,
spend
no,
one of that
I'm
momentum.
really happy. I will say your combat medic talent won't come into play here because she didn't actually take any stress damage. She just took a injury.
Gotcha.
So, you go ahead and pretty much you do minor surgery. This injury is very similar to the injury that Janeway gets when all the bugs are on the station or on the ship.
Yep.
She.
You mean the macroorganisms?
The macroorganisms. Yes, I love that episode.
They're not bugs.
Yeah.
They're viruses.
Yeah.
Which is technically a bug.
Yeah, whatever. So you. So you do minor surgery. You have her sit up. You activate the sterile field. Actually, no, you don't have a sterile field generator, but you do. You use the.
I do have a first aid kit from the escape pod.
Yep, and you do some pretty bare-bones surgery, but you have sealed and you have braced and regenerated the bones. You took out the fragment of rib bone that was lodged in her right lung, patched the damage, and made sure that her lung didn't collapse, which it was in the process of doing. You repair her head laceration, and she sort of looks up at you and says, "Thank you, doctor."
No problem. You good to walk?
I think so.
Okay.
She stands up. With that, Lieutenant Woodyard, you come to, you launched right away, and you didn't have to deal with any issues from the landing. You have the the security officers. You have Skittles, and you have yourself in the escape pod. They all look at you. In this situation, you are the ranking officer.
Have we
orders,
crashed
sir.
already, or are we still in the air?
Yeah, you're down. You didn't even really do a crash landing. You had a perfect interface and trajectory. You landed, not subtly, but still pretty decently. The small computer unit inside the escape pod was able to pilot you in and land you in sort of a gap between 2 trees.
I do want to note that when I am not rolling, I'm perfect.
Yeah.
So let's continue.
That's actually written
well-
in lipstick on his mirror in his bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Surprise.
You are perfect. Just don't roll. Okay. Well, I've never actually gone through the emergency procedures in real life, so let's see. First thing we gotta do is scan for life signs and for other escape pods so we can establish who's nearby and make a camp. And then make sure we have enough supplies for all 4 of us. And then look.
Are you okay, sir? You look like you're about to pass out.
No,
One of the
I'm
security
fine.
officers.
We're gonna get this done.
Okay.
Skittles. I mean, Strasser.
Yep.
Scan for life signs in the pod. What are the names of the uh uh security? What's your names?
Security. What's your names? You see in front of you Chief Petty Officer Ramirez
Oh, okay.
and
I know Ramirez, I just don't know the other guy. Okay.
We only have
and
2 named security left.
and you see a enlisted officer, enlisted crewman. My name is Ensign Janvers, sir. Ensign
Danvers?
Janvers.
Danvers. Ramirez, Danvers, I want you to scan in a 50-mile radius. Go walking in a 50-meter radius around here. See if you can find any, get any kind of sense of the layout. See if there's any high ground, low ground, survival materials, anything. See if you can see any kind of get out of this woods and see if you can find any kind of signs of crashing. Come back here in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll bite. Give me 1 second.
If there's some bad decisions going on here, it's not Trevor, it's Woodyard.
Yeah, no, we know.
No, we totally get it.
Our young, recently promoted lieutenant has just crashed his first ship.
Right.
And is somehow the ranking officer of his escape pod. And skipped
Exactly.
all those days at the academy.
Bucket list checked.
Just spending some threat. No biggie.
Oh, God,
You
I
fuck,
knew
sir.
it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, you know, you don't have to.
The door panel opens. Crewman Janvers walks out, and nothing. You see, he looks to the left, to the right, and he sort of walks away. Sort of seconds, minutes tick by. Comes back and says, "Sir, we appear to be clear. The nearest escape pod from us. It looks like yes. The nearest escape pod from us is about 500. It's about half a kilometer in this direction."
Okay. Half a kilometer, that's not too bad. Are any of the what kind of scanners, computer equipment is on the actual shuttle?
You have simply a very rudimentary LCAR system with with like necessary like library information about there's like survival schematics there. There are survival kit things and like guides about how to use the environment and how to build stuff. There are criteria on what makes water clean, how to forage for food, using tricorders or not using tricorders, that sort of thing. You you also have an emergency, a very short range subspace transmitter.
Okay, and it's policy, not policy. It's procedure to turn on that transponder. So we're going to turn on that transponder. I press the button, and I turn to Strasser. Okay, Strasser, what do you got?
Well, we appear to be quite fucked. That's number one. Number two, I believe that we should try to meet up with at least some of the senior staff because we're not here just marooned. We have a mission to do.
Right.
So I say let's head to the nearest escape pod, keeping a security perimeter while we go. go
Sure.
slowly and tact and gracefully towards.
Here's what I'm very worried about those. I'm very worried about the Dominion coming down after us. So I just need to make sure that we can either stay hidden or we can get to the other crewmen as soon as possible. Um, have you seen any life signs?
Um, she looks at her computer. Uh, the sensors are there's a lot of interference, but I am seeing sporadic life signs throughout this general vicinity. Um, Federation signals from the buoys. Um, and I concur with Janver's uh, uh, finding that the nearest escape pod is that way. I am also detecting. Oh, looks like the shuttles have landed deeper inside of the forest, but for one, looks like the USS Jaguar appears to
Jaguar.
be. It appears to be with around the same radius as the nearest escape pod.
Thank God. That must be Kelly. I don't think anybody else would be able to drive that thing. And I know that that beam is causing interference. That's just a hunch. I'm pretty good at that. But still,
You are
we got to get to that Jaguar. How far is it away?
about half a kilometer. Um, let's try to get there as soon as possible. Hopefully, we are not going to run into any Dominion resistance on our way there. But I will say, we, we can probably assume that they are here and that they know that we are here.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I hit my beeper, my comm badge.
You don't hear a sound occur from your communicator.
Um,
Can I just say that I loved how you said, I know X, but that's just a hunch.
yeah.
It was great. I didn't want to take away from the moment.
There, you hear your communicator attempt to create sort of like a hailing signal. It does not. It does not work.
Okay. Um. Oh. Uh. Okay. I'm going to see if I can tinker. Do we have more than one tricorder? I'm assuming I have a tricorder, and
There are 6 field tricorders in this thing, along with
okay.
that's in the survival kits.
Okay, so we're going to head direct. Okay, I say to the team, okay, we're going to head directly towards that half-meter away shuttle, escape shuttle. In the meantime, I'm going to try my best to use the tricorder to triangulate some kind of communications field so that we can communicate with any comm badges in the area.
Okay. They all sort of nod their heads, and you see that the securities. You see that Ensign Ramirez takes the front. Danvers takes the back, and you make your way there.
Yeah.
Um,
Very, very, very quiet, quiet, softly, softly. Let's do this.
okay. Go ahead, and if you're go ahead. If we're doing this sneakily, I'm going to ask for a stealth check. So go ahead and give me a present security roll, and I will let you set your own difficulty.
Okay. Oh, we
And
got
since
the
you are
momentum.
the person in charge, this would be your role.
Oh Lord. Okay. So it's going to be presence, which
Security.
is very bad, and security, which is almost as bad. Okay. Um,
I'll say you can
I'm
declare a
going.
difficulty between 1 and 5.
I'm going to do a difficulty of 2, and I'm going
Right?
to 2, and I'm going to buy 3 dice. 2 with momentum, and the third with threat.
All right. Go ahead and make your roll.
I don't even know if I got any. Oh, I did
You
get
did.
success.
Yep,
Okay.
you're right. I only saw the 18 and the 17, and I was like, did he really just whiff this?
Yeah.
One momentum generated. You move very quietly through the underbrush. Try to pick your spots where your feet go when you can. You hear the occasional quick snap. Hear the occasional leaf ruffling. You can, as you navigate your way, there aren't any trails or anything. This is very rough country, clearly not domesticated or inhabited. You look to your right, and you can see through the canopy the purple beam of light, and to your left, you can see the forest sort of just deepening. You see trees on your right that are closer, like on the sort of on the outside of your perception. You see trees become more and more twisted and gnarled, no leaves. Just if you could think of a word, it would be. It's not a scientific word, but it's corruption. They're
And we're heading, and
Oh,
that's the direction of the
you're
beam,
heading
correct?
you're heading perpendicular to that.
Right.
So
That's what I thought.
you're keeping that to your right. As you continue moving, you see through the underbrush. You hear the sounds of a ship, and you see as you sort of go over a small hill, you see an escape pod that looks badly crashed, and you see the saber tooth a small distance away. Back inside the Jaguar, you Briss speaks up to you, Commander Kelly. Sir, we have four surface contacts coming over the crest, about 50 meters to the west.
Identification?
Tell you the one. Yeah, there you go.
I'm able to get life signs from them. They do not appear to be
Well,
dipping
get a
in legend.
visual.
Oh, I see who it is. Oh, and Lieutenant Woodyard's here.
Oh, fantastic.
Along with Strasser, we have Ramirez coming over the hill, and
What's that coming over the hill? Is it Ramirez?
it is Ramirez. Yeah, I don't know why we're singing all of a sudden. You can see Chris. And another security personnel coming over the hill. Janviers.
Oh, looks like the gang's all getting together, and this is why the Jag has external handholds.
Yes. Yeah, you continue. So all of the main player characters are now in the same area. The tank is in hover mode. You see Detrol getting up. Ugh. Okay. Oh, that's sore. All right. Hagen, as you were so focused on Detrol that you didn't notice a not dead but severely very close to being dead Jem'Hadar on the ground.
He also ate half of a grenade.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he did, yeah. Ooh. I think he actually should be dead.
He should be good and dead.
No, he's on the inside of the. He was inside. Remember?
I shot him as he came through the door.
Inside,
I thought he fell out. Oh, okay.
No,
nope,
he was inside.
His head hit the sort of bracing of the door. The grenade exploded a little bit further out. Yeah, you guys see a fire is starting to spread from the burnt.
Someone get an extinguisher on that as I go over to the Jem'Hadar.
You hear it's breathing. You see, I believe you've ever seen a Jem'Hadar this close. Always been sort of from a distance. Very sort of reptilian, scaly face. This one has a top knot that has a long sort of strand of hair. You see carved into its cheek are 3 tally marks.
Mm-hmm.
Very small. You see, yeah, I mean, you would need to operate immediately in order to save this person. You see that the flow of Ketracel coming from you. Actually, yeah, you would know about Ketracel, right? You see the flow of the Ketracel is sort of pumping in to the area, which is pretty much the only reason why this person is still living. You hear it sort of choking on its own spit and bile, and looks up at you. So, Doctor, is this when you save me? Because from the goodness of your heart, is that what you're about to do? So
Kesha
weak.
looks at this Jem'Hadar. I think she's going to access his thoughts. Do I have to make a roll for that?
I will say in his very injured state, he's not really holding up any barriers to that. What exactly are you reading for?
I'm specifically in his brain looking for the plan. If this is the second, he'll have the plan.
It's the third, 3 tally marks.
Oh, third. He'll still know part of the plan.
You see, yeah, service emotions, you don't really feel any except for a contempt for everything that you represent.
Mhm.
You sense this person's mission is to patrol. Well, you said you see that the first, you see a memory up here. The first is looking at you, being from the perspective of the third, giving an order and saying, if you want to advance, you will patrol with me and capture or kill the Federation interlopers. And you see your head bow, and you see that they do their salute. Victory is life. Victory is life.
I think at that point, her head just kind of cocks to the side and she says, "Well, in your culture, victory is life. You have lost, and I must follow the Prime Directive." And she stands up. Right, we should go.
You see he goes limp. Dead.
We need to find the others. They're planning to hunt us down.
Okay, well, we also have a very large purple problem that way to deal with. So, I do a quick... I usher everyone into the fucking Jag. It's going to be a little crowded, but, you know.
Yeah,
Safety in
so
the tank.
So I will say there are 4 seated positions. I will say that there is a retractable standing 5th position for a command officer
Mm-hmm.
with a command terminal. I will say that there is one. So yeah, there are 4 stations.
And there's-
there is, and I will
there
say
should be some handholds on the exterior for like people to climb up and sit down on top of the tank.
there
Yeah,
are. Yes.
This is for a quick briefing.
Okay. Yeah. So
quick
everybody
head-
crams
yeah.
in there.
Yeah, this isn't a permanent solution. This is a put some metal between us and the Jem'Hadar while I think. All right, quick head count. We've got the main 4: Creighton, Ramirez, Skittles, Detrol, but she's out of commission. What's his name with the J? Janvis. So we're at 9. Who else was in the tank?
That's
We
it.
had
I think.
Grisk. No, Grisk.
Grisk. So
I was
that's
just
10.
risking Grisk. That's 10. Okay, cool.
I will say you would be able to actually fit 5 inside. Like really, with the standing room, they're really just truly, you have it set up for combat only. I will say comfortably. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was responding like the dog that I am. Imagine a dog just looking up at you and going, "Yeah, what's up?" So I will say that there are handhold space for a maximum of 4.
Okay.
So that's 9 in total. You have 10.
Yep. Well, we're not all going where I think we're going. There's a reason we all gathered here. This is Kyle talking, not the GM, not the captain. So we've got 10. We can seat 5. I can take 4 to 5. That means I bring an NPC with me, which means 4 player characters and an NPC. I trust Chief Petty Officer Ramirez, so I'm going to send him back. So my plan is... we're only a kilometer away from our problem. We take the weapons, they take the Jag. We go solve that problem. They go convene with the doctors and the other team, with Lieutenant Commander Creighton taking command of the camp until we return, with orders to survive, because based off basic math, it's going to take upwards of 40 days for Yannick to get here at best.
Okay. So Creighton is staying behind.
Yeah.
So Creighton is staying behind with Ramirez and the other security officer.
Yeah, so Creighton, Detrell, Ramirez, Skittles, Grix? Gris. Yeah, Gris. There's 11. I didn't count me.
Oh, Mo. Oh, no.
Fuck.
Wow.
Yeah. No, we said we could fit 1 uncomfortably. So 5 command positions, 1 uncomfortably. So yeah. Sticking with... Okay, so... The plan.
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah. Well, no, this is open conversation. We have a few minutes to hash this out. Crestra Sersha, we obviously need to go to the purple beam of whatever the fuck that is and shut it down. Rescue's upwards of over a month away, so that's a non-point. Creighton, I need you to go head back and establish some sort of defense and camp. Obviously, stealth is going to be our best option, so probably breaking survivors into teams and maybe finding some caves and hunkering down. Obviously, you're taking Detrell and Ramirez with you. Kestra, Kelly, anything to add?
Kelly,
Yo.
do you have the ability to hypothetically jury rig a cloaking device?
I'll answer that for you. No. No, you do not.
Starfleet knows how to make them. We just choose not to.
I don't care.
If
I was
the
gonna
answer is
jerry
no.
rig
So,
a cloaking
Tyler,
device.
Yeah, no.
hypothetically, if we had access to a cloaking device, could we then use it? He is
So-
silent.
Personal cloaking devices that are on all Jem'Hadar officers, for instance.
I don't believe. I thought that shrouding, which
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
asking about the
Shrouding
shrouding.
is a
This is just
biological
hypothetical.
process.
Just for future issues, if we had access to one, could we use that?
Future issues, he says, as
actively
if this
planning
was
on
the
fucking
final
with me.
session.
Just say.
If
just say
you
yes,
had a functioning, if you had a stealth generator or whatever cloaking device, and you were able to bring it back intact, and you had the time to fit it to the Sabretooth,
I wasn't
and
even thinking for us. I was just thinking about like putting it on.
let him put the rules down.
if you were able to get it back to you intact, that means no damage. If you were able to have the time to fit it, and it would be very difficult to fit it because those are made for the specifications of the craft that they're made for, not for other craft.
Mhm.
It would take a couple of days to fit that. Because
That's
you're
fine.
out of
That's fine. I'm thinking over a month here. So if I had access to say, a Klingon attack ship, which was definitely in my shuttle bay and would have evacuated with the rest of them, and an engineer, Creighton, and someone who's worked with cloaking technology before, Detrol, I could put those 3 pieces of a puzzle together and send them off and make a little invisible camp out in the cave somewhere.
So, what Klingon attack ship?
The one
We
got from
we got a
the
Klingon
Orions.
attack fighter from the Orions, which did have a cloaking device.
It did have a. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. So they can work on that while we go and solve this problem. And they have days to do it, so which is fine.
All right. Fine. Have your cloaking device. Do what you want to do.
That's not going to affect tonight. I'm just Captain Edwards is thinking about all of his assets and future problems. So Creighton, Detrol, once you've recovered, assuming our Klingon prize survived the destruction, maybe you can rig that cloaking device. If we can find a cave system, maybe use it to hide our life signs, or any number of ways to keep us alive for upwards of 2 months.
Yeah, all right, says Creighton. Yes, sir. I will begin doing all of that. She sort of breathes, opens the control door for the Jaguar, has her phaser in her hand, and she just says, "All right, Ramirez, here's what we're gonna do," and the door shuts.
No, that wasn't done. We're only a kilometer
door
away
open?
from our objective. You are X amount of distance away from yours.
Okay.
So, using the sensors and Woodyard's telemetry, how far are they from the largest collection of Federation members? Like, is walking the better choice, or is giving them the Jag the better choice? Because we're only a K away, and I don't think we can take it into a compound.
They are all on average of 500 meters away from each other. It's thick forest, so it's going to be a walk. The Jag isn't going to be really that maneuverable in a forest situation. It's a thick sort of forest.
All right.
Their best bet is going to be walking, or I don't know, if it was Star Wars, they could use speeder bikes, but not Star Wars.
Okay, so walking's the best bet. Yep. All right, cool.
Yep.
But Detrol can't walk. Kestra, how's Detrol doing? Obviously, she can't walk a long distance.
I can.
As long as she doesn't run, she should be fine to walk at a steady pace.
Yes, as long as I don't, do anything as extraordinary as begin to lightly jog, I should be fine.
Okay, cool. And we've got I've got 4 phasers, you've got 4 phasers, we've got 4 rifles, so we've got 8 Type 2s and 4 Type 3s. The JAG's defense attack module, does it have any armor? Like, what can we buy right now with the momentum and threat?
So conceivably, you could, if some of you, so I would allow combat. No, I would allow things of an opportunity cost. If you could justify that being in this situation, I will accept that.
Yeah, that's why I'm only thinking of what might be in the escape pods and the Jag.
Well, there might be tactical armor in the Jag because it was outfitted for a tactical insertion.
There's also, correct me if I am wrong, but doesn't the Jaguar have a launcher?
It has smoke canister dispensers.
Yeah. I thought it had a torpedo launcher.
It does not.
We thought about it, but ultimately decided that would be a little too much.
All right, cool.
See what happens when you try to be reasonable, Jack?
Yeah, the GM doesn't take our toys away.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea of you leveling a mountain.
We're going to
be fair, micro torpedo launchers are a thing.
That was what it was. It was micro torpedoes.
Yeah,
that was what I thought we had, was the micro torpedo launcher.
Fitting out the Jag with that was always a hypothetical.
Yeah. So anyway, so for this, I will allow if you guys can pull up the equipment list.
I've got it.
If you guys can make the case to me, spend whatever threat or momentum or whatever.
Right. Well, phaser type 3s for sure. 4 of those. 1 for each player character, so that's 4 opportunity cost.
So opportunity cost needs to be covered by. Oh yeah, in this situation, I will allow threat. So 1, 2, 3, but it has to come from momentum first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
I fairly certain
note
opportunity
about
cost
the,
is always either or.
A note about the integrated rapid fire phaser weapons on the Jag.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there was one in the forward hull, that could sort of fire forward, but there was a remote operated turret on top of the turret.
So my way of thinking about that is that both the fore and the aft anti-personnel weapons, the phaser rifles, those were both able to be piloted remote.
Well, yeah, but
So
I don't think there was ever an aft one. I think it was turret mounted.
okay,
Because
yeah,
that's how tanks work.
okay, yeah. Then it can. If there was just a 401, then that's that. Then that.
Well, there was the forward one, and on top of the turret was a second remote operated turret.
The turret isn't the gun. The turret is the part that kind of spins.
Okay.
Yeah, have you ever seen an M1 Abrams? There's a machine gun on a turret on top of the turret.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
All right, so those first 3 momentum and 1 threat is going to be for body armor for the 4 player characters. I'm taking a type 3. Kestra, Sersha, and Titan, you guys can decide if you want a type 2 or type 3 and pay it accordingly.
I don't. I have my type 2 on me. I would like to get a few pulse grenades.
Yeah, like I'm buying armor for everyone, and you guys can decide if you want anything else. As it stands now, everyone who's not a player character or Ramirez, I've changed my mind, is going to fuck off. And I'm keeping Ramirez. Because he has an actual character sheet. Like the other guy.
I will pay for body armor.
I paid for all the body armor.
Already. Yep.
Oh, okay. But
So
when
Ramirez
Sersha,
is going to be in the security spot on the Sabretooth, and then it's going to be
correct.
Okay, cool.
When Sersha is like fitting the body armor on herself, she does not require any assistance, and she kind of looks at it a moment and goes, "Oh, it's been a while."
All right, so I have body armor. I have some. I know that Kyle Edwards has a rifle. Who else would like a rifle?
I'm gonna take a rifle.
Okay. Lieutenant Woodyard, are you taking a rifle?
I don't think I need a rifle. I think I do enough damage on my own.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, you're a tank.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I have one of those rapid fire modified phasers?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome sauce.
What does the rapid fire phaser do again?
It was a advantage that was created by a previous player who is no longer with us.
Oh, right.
And can someone recall what the effect was? Because I don't remember.
I think it was it fires twice.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, yeah.
I believe you have to take a minor action to activate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you hit, it's 2 hits instead of 1.
Perfect. So I have rifle. I have rifle, no rifle, rifle, no rifle. Hagen wanted some grenades, which I believe is 2.
It's
comes
1.
In a pack of that's 1. Okay, comes with a pack of 3.
Or no, wait. It has 1 opportunity or 2 escalation.
Yeah,
So I guess
when
it
you
would be.
use
No,
it,
Yeah.
when you use it, you spend the escalation. Same with the rifles.
Okay, so the opportunity is 1.
All right, going once on equipment. You can also spend for emergency surgery packs.
Oh yes. Can we get one of those?
Sure. Anything else? Going once. Going twice.
If we give you
I'll
any
take
more
a
threat,
pack of
the board, we're
grenades.
gonna... Okay, damn it.
You want more grenades?
Yep.
All right.
I'll take a
Um,
new ship. Can I afford one?
Sure. Yeah. Is everybody gonna get grenades except for Woodyard?
No, I'm not getting grenades.
Okay.
I definitely don't
What?
need grenades. You know that I'll drop it with a complication.
100%. 100%. All right. Going
There are
once.
6...
Going twice, and we're good. Oh Jesus.
You know, I had
there was
a
one thing that I wanted to get.
All right. Go ahead.
Personal force field.
That's the same as body armor. There are 2 different things. You can't have both.
No, it isn't. It's a 4
Is it?
resistance.
Well, no, they have different functions, but I'm fairly certain you can't wear both.
Okay, then never
Because
mind.
I mean,
in order to wear the personal force field, it's like a unit that you wear. So,
Gotcha.
and then those have an opportunity to burn out if you use them too much.
I had a drill instructor who said, if during grenade training he ever had a recruit who actually did manage to throw the pin and not the grenade, that his last act on Earth would be to look the recruit dead in the eyes and say, "Really, dude? Really?"
Blam. All right. So here we go. Into the fray. As you get closer and closer to the entity, your ship's functions begin to get harder and harder to use. You lose all internal and external communications once you get out of the forest. As you get closer and closer, your sensor range gets lower and lower and lower until you can't sense the forest or any life signs behind.
Hey, Grix,
Yeah,
no grip.
Well,
switch to optics. Oh, who's on? Who's on the
You have
technical station?
Ramirez.
Ramirez, switch to optical tracking. Use
Aye,
that
sir.
good old-fashioned Mark 1 eyeball.
You see the windows go transparent, so they're one-way glass. Not glass, one-way metal. And you can see out in front of you. The beam of energy is towering above you. You can see above you as well. The rift is becoming so large that it's visible from the Hagen, you sense a deep malevolence leaking out of the rift as you continue. As you go further and further, closer and closer to the rift, you notice that the vegetation that's normally within the clearing begins to go from green to yellow to black to nothing. You see that the ground itself is beginning to turn into mush, gravel, finally into just sort of nebulous sand that's drifting with the wind. Kelly, as you get closer and closer, it's harder. You have to maintain focus on this blinding purple flash in front of you. The see-through metal, which really are just your optical sensors, begin to start fritzing. The filter on the brightness goes away and comes back, goes away and comes back, flashing lights in front of you. Lens flares. This is full Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. As you get closer, the sound of it revert. You can't see it, but you can feel it. I love how like a low frequency sort of hits your body as you continue moving closer and closer. you get to the edge of this anomaly within, I would say, 100 feet from where this huge beam of energy is just lancing off the planet. You feel uneasy, and you can see sort of there is a large opening in the ground where this is emanating, and the inside of the hole that you can barely see against the purple light that's almost blinding you is pure metal that's, you see it textured in such a way that it's unyielding. This is absolutely my technology. You see blue and purple energy arcing from off this. You get as close as you dare, Kelly. You almost feel like you can reach out and touch it. You look down the shaft, and you can see power lancing from the pillar, from everywhere. And you feel the need to back away as you feel something is terribly wrong.
Rick or Ramirez,
Yes, sir.
give me a phaser sweep. Just want to make sure there aren't any shredded Jem'Hadar lurking around that entrance.
So to clear it up, so you to clear things up here for you, there would be no way to get into the shaft from where you are. There's maybe a foot of clearance between the shaft boundary and the pillar of energy.
Yeah. But I just want to make sure that once we dismount, we're not immediately ambushed.
Yeah.
Which is why she's telling Ramirez to just start laying down phaser fire to see if there's anyone cloaked that they could hit.
Opening fire now. And but a lot faster than that. You see huge amounts of phaser fire get laid down. The energy hits the almost like an energy field, and you see it. The laser energy goes, sort of ricochets away from the beam of energy. He lays down fire for a good 45 seconds until the sort of phaser generators need to recharge. And he looks at you, sir, and says, I'm not detecting any hits that were effective against any being cloaked or uncloaked. Sir, I think he sort of points out in front of him. You see that he has a side view through his vertical. Your LCAR displays by this point are fritzing out on you. Like, you see power generation is becoming very, very difficult. You hear the fusion reactors behind you running on overdrive, like almost like they're overheated. Some miscellaneous warnings are popping up on the LCAR display in front of you. You see directly to the west of where the shaft is, you see a small sort of outcropping. You see a jet black door that's sort of jutting up from a small little hill, maybe about 200 meters away. Sir, that looks like an entrance if I've ever seen one.
Indeed it does. Orders, Captain?
Okay, take us over to that entrance. May as well park close. Don't want to have to walk in this weather.
Copy that.
Once we get there, Chief, you're going to stay with the Jag. Keep the engine running. I don't want to be down there long.
Okay,
And the door locked.
And the door locked.
Absolutely. You see, you begin to pilot. You get about 3/4 of the way there when you get a dire warning from the engines, and the computer responds in really sort of scratchy, fractured voice. Emergency. Fusion reactor override imminent. You have 1 minute to shut down in an emergency power off.
Okay.
All right, you
Shut her
heard the
down.
lady.
We'll walk from here.
The it's not a smooth shutdown. The hover systems go, and you all fall about 6 feet. The ship falls about 6 feet down and hits the and you feel the ship start to sink ever so slightly and then relax. Um,
Oh, my knees. That's twice today.
Ursha
Ramirez,
just looks back at you. Were you not strapped in? There are straps. She grabs the
Listen
strap
here.
on her seat, like tugs at it.
Listen here, Commander. Shut up.
the door open. Ramirez goes, guys, I'm gonna open the door.
I'll post up phaser, point at the door, ready to, scan and shoot. But I'm fairly certain we're okay. We did like laser phaser fire in all directions.
And I assume the static is so bad that I can't try and sense if there's any Demadar out there.
You feel, you can barely sense your own emotions. You fear your telepathic powers are without attempting, without creating any sort of doing any tasks to sort of resolve this. You're fully occluded. You can barely sense. You can sense that there are other beings in this room in the very near vicinity, but that's about it.
Can I do a task to try and get past the interference?
This close to the anomaly, the difficulty would be such that it would be next to impossible. It would be a difficulty 8 task.
Jesus. Okay.
I'm guessing Sersha's boar guy is basically blind.
Oh yeah. You were piloting with your DNI, I would assume. You had to take over manual control of a ship for the first time in a very long time. You were actually typing on Elcars, which you have an arm that's not fully mechanical but partially mechanical, right?
Yep.
That arm, you feel it's becoming less and less effective the closer that you get to it. It's like your hand is stuck in like mud. It's like you feel like you have to actually think about moving your hand, which is new. And you have a blinding headache.
Okay. Well, there's only one thing but to do it. Chief, if we're not back in, well, it doesn't actually matter because we'll all be dead because of that purple beam. So just hang out until we get back.
All right. Good luck, guys.
Well, not the first
That-
mission I've gone on with a hangover.
Both know that's a lie.
What
When I
other
start
mission
scanning,
did you have a hangover?
What'd you say,
You're trying. Sorry.
Kestra?
What other missions did you have a hangover? How many times have you been hungover?
Kestra, I'm Irish.
On second thought, I don't want to know.
What does Woodyard think of this?
Woodyard is absolutely. This is brand new, so Woodyard is absolutely fascinated.
and
Of course
terrified.
she is.
The
fucking nerd.
Actually, I will say this. You all get up and start going to the door. Woodyard, you have a I'm gonna put some Woodyard, you've never seen anything so beautiful
Oh.
as this effect.
He is scanning and saving everything for posterity, and he's thinking, this is going to make the best paper ever.
This is going to get you another doctorate. You want to get closer, actually. Like, closer scans. This is science is about being thorough. You want to get closer.
This is going to get you a doctorate in sciences they don't have yet.
Yeah.
Woodyard, you guys are all sort of weird. Woodyard, without you realizing it, you have walked out of the shuttle and started trudging your way through the sand closer to the towards the anomaly. You all watch this happen.
I
I
go to
just
grab-
quickly step up and snap in front of his face. Like, Woodyard, focus. Jesus fucking Christ.
Woodyard, you sort of you like look around this guy who's just in your way. It's so pretty. You've never seen anything like it. You want to touch it.
I reach out and physically grab him and whip him around.
Yeah, at
What?
that point, you realize you don't remember doing that.
I'm
You-
like,
Okay.
why am I here?
Don't
What
look at the light.
happened? The light?
Okay, let's get
Don't-
inside. Ramirez,
Don't look
lock
at
it
the
up.
light. Come on.
Hi, sir.
Okay, on the double, let's go.
You guys are trudging through deep sand to get there. It takes you a couple of minutes. You open this door. You see pitch black. The air in here smells very stale, but safe. It's like hasn't been a lot of movement going in and out of this chamber. You see that the chamber begins. It's literally pitch black. Who's going first?
I'm the leader. I'm going to breach. I've got the rifle, I've got the armor, I've got the training. Kelly, you're at the back. Protect the nerds. I mean our illustrious science crew members.
Hi, Captain.
This music is actually kind of what you hear. You hear as the door shuts behind you. You can hear the energy flowing through walls that you can't see.
You hear that?
It's making those pitches. You feel somebody reach out and feel a wall, or if anybody does, you feel vibrations, deep vibrations.
Okay. Well, turn that flasher in the front of the rifle on. Which I would have done before I entered if it was
Fine.
dark. You see stairs that are going down. The stairs are made of that same sleek metal. Your feet reverberate as you keep going. Edwards, give me a daring security roll, difficulty of 1.
Okay, buying with threat, and do I have any focuses?
Do you have any focuses relating to not falling down precipice?
I'm very good at not falling down things.
Nope.
Alright. I buy 2 with threat.
Alright. I love this music. 2 momentum generated. You feel your feet go from stair, and you're like, oh, the floor leveled out, and then you feel your left foot go down into empty space. You go, whoa!
Ooh.
And you reach out for a wall, there's nothing there. Your flashlight, you look down, the light extends into nothing. You see no surface in front of you, but your flashlight travels a little bit further, and you see the stairs turn and continue to go down.
Okay, watch a hole. We're gonna have to jump it. Kelly, why does this remind me of our first mission together? And I'm going to take a quick 2-step leap over. It is a achievable jump before I do that, right?
Well, no. There's no reason to jump. There's a landing
just step
and then
over.
stairs
Okay.
to your right. Yep, you're
Okay,
fine.
good.
There's just no way OSHA would have a conniption fit if they came into place.
Little bit.
So Nick's gonna step over and then usher Kelly forward and just like help each of them over individually. Kelly first because she can take a point, and then the less fit among us.
Gotcha.
And then once everyone's safe, I'll take up my point again.
I feel like that was targeted.
Uh-huh.
The stairs continue down and down and down and down. Somehow the darkness gets darker, deeper, more hidden, more unknown.
Right, we're at a landing.
I will say, you all, so nobody move. You reach the end of the stairs in about 20 minutes. There is a very familiar sounding elevator system. You recognize the soft glowing light as a My device. The four of you step on. There is a very dimly glowing interface with one button.
Oh. I just punched the button.
Door shuts, and you don't feel anything, but all of your ears pop a couple of times. You're going deep, very, very deep. Your
Just fell out of space. My ears didn't pop that much.
Yep.
When I say that, if Kestra's emotional radar is on, you feel like legit sadness and despair from Edwards. Like, oh shit.
You find yourself in the scene that is in front of you. The door opens. There is one single flickering light from a power node that's exposed right above.
Who has rifles with us right now?
I have rifles. I'm heading up. What do you think? A 30-degree light, 20 feet bright, 10 feet dim?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we take like a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. It's just my dog is being very, very insistent. I think she needs to go for a walk.
Okay. We can totally do that. I do just want to ask, Kristen, how are we on time?
I am okay for a little while.
Okay.
I can stay a little later than normal.
We can take a 5-minute break then. Edwards, do me a favor and shine that flashlight to the left for me.
Trying to. I don't know how to rotate it on my own personal token.
There is light. Emission angle is what you're looking
for. Why don't you just rotate your token?
I wonder if that works.
Right. That's shift.
It does!
That's the button. Stop it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So you may want to adjust the angle to like coming out straight left or right or something.
Yeah, I was working on it.
Yeah, so we'll take a 5-minute break and we'll be right back. I would love to know how are people's sphincters? Are they tight? Are they
I'm very, very, very stressed.
Well, that's good. I feel such a sense of satisfaction.
All right, going AFK.
Okay. Such a sense of satisfaction and delight that we have finally got.
So are you ready for the Star Wars game?
No. Just objectively, I'm not. But
you should probably get on that.
So I have the Foundry created. I have all your character sheets in there. I have the vibe that I'm going to be going with. I have all the stat blocks and stuff that I think I'll need. I've read the books, the book that we're specifically in. I know sort of the first beats of the campaign that I want to hit. The one thing that I am not ready for, and the reason why I'm saying I'm not ready, is vibes. I don't
Listen.
know. Yeah, so the one thing I don't know is, like, on a scale of camp, where to put it. Because I'm not. While I love Brennan Lee Mulligan, I don't have the ability to play Star Trek Odyssey level camp. I also don't want it to be grim and serious, so I'm trying to find a middle ground here, and it's
So
not going to be perfect.
I would, if I was gonna do level of camp, I'd put it at maybe a fantasy high level of camp, where there is a bunch of grim, serious subject matter with very far-reaching consequences, but we are just some dudes in a beat-up old RV that happen to be in the right place at the right time to deal with whatever bullshit's going on.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a way to do it. Jesus Christ. Did you hear about that about Scotty Scheffler, a golf player who got arrested in Louisville
Yes, I did.
and then got released and then played golf the next day?
Yeah, well, he got a birdie on his first two holes.
Insane.
He was doing your stretches in prison.
Nailed it. Now I can rotate just the light, not the token.
Sweet. Good job.
Well, we all have lights.
Yep.
Well,
I can do half of us.
Kestra and Kelly do.
I will say, respectfully, even though I love all of you, can I just have one person doing a boss fight?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I will turn off Kestra's flashlight.
Is it not spooky enough for you?
There is a reason, and you will see it, and it's something that I've actually worked pretty hard on, that your light could potentially ruin. So I don't want it. And it's not like I couldn't live without it. It's just that I did work very hard on it, and it is very cool.
Oh, did you see the message that I sent you? You said you would look at it later, but then I think you were vomiting at the time.
Yes. I will say yes to that.
What a twist.
I mean, there should be global light. I did bet that, but what you're seeing is fog of war.
Right,
So,
got you.
Yeah. Okay.
I am stoked. Welcome back.
Sorry, I wanted to update Discord.
Yes, the perfect time in the middle of a session.
Well, it's not going to mess with any of my voice stuff, right?
No, but it'll definitely fuck with if I tried that. Let's be honest, like, my computer, while amazing, is held together with apparently social duct tape and any number of audio problems.
All right, so we're back.
Yep.
We're all back. Trev.
Yeah, I never left.
Hey, Tristan, you're there. You've always been here. Sorry.
I've been here the whole time.
Oh, Jack, because I know you're a Foundry lover, I found a way to rotate the light, but not the token.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can actually go in on the identity and lock the token image itself. And then the same rotate token commands work, but just for the light. Sexy.
All right.
Gotta love this program.
So, back into the action. So y'all are able. I will say that y'all are able to move once I am done describing what you see. So the room in here, you see this room, and it is familiar to you. It has almost an identical setup from the My Computer room you've already been. Except while that room was full of light, this one the only light that's being created in this room is from a flickering power tap that is open. You see directly out in front of you the same control and the same sort of diagnostic console as you did as the previous one in the light of Edwards' flashlight.
So only I don't recognize it. I was on diplomacy missions.
Right, but you were there. You've been in the My Computer room before.
Oh, right.
All the way back. So you've seen that one was
before we had maps.
Yep, before you had maps. So Edward's in the lead. Feel free to move into the next room or do whatever roles you want to do.
I will scan left, right, which I can do with the flashlight. And then I will breach the corner. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the room extends out in front of you. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Threats, shadows moving, like classic room sweeping. Like I'm just trying to get them to where I know the My Computers to be from session fucking 2.
Unlike that first computer room, this console is active.
Okay.
And has power.
I'm just going to quickly point at Kelly and then indicate that console and then move forward to secure the room while they do nerd stuff.
All right.
There we go. Perfect angle.
Ursha advances to the computer.
All right. You see that this is in the My dialect. You do not have the fluency to do this without a tricorder. Hagen and Woodyard, you look at this. Woodyard, because you have studied the My so aggressively, you can recognize and pick up basic frequencies. Hagen.
Got it.
You have not really studied the My fully. This is perfectly legible to you as if it was written in English or your native tongue.
Do I see anywhere to turn on the lights?
You see that there is a message across the screen. You see Kelly, I'm assuming you're going through like translation protocols with your tricorder and all that stuff.
Well, she'd first be trying to do it with her eye.
Right. Yeah, your tricorder eye, it's fritzing in and out, but you're able to. It takes a second for it to run, so you see that it's like you hear the computer voice in your head go, running translation protocols now. And while you do that, Hagen, you can see that this says atmospheric control on standby. Malevolent power surge detected.
Malevolent power surge.
And as soon as Hagen says that, Kelly, you see that that's the translation.
What the fuck? You've been picking up new languages and didn't tell me?
What do you mean?
This is written in My.
Yeah, what Woodyard and Kelly see is pictographs. Like not even like a written language, it's pictographs. Not like hieroglyphic, it's more complex than hieroglyphic.
Whittier says, I understand it too. A little bit.
Well, it's perfectly legible. It says that the atmospheric controls are on standby, malevolent power surge detected. Can I open up any further menus?
Do you actively go and touch the console?
Yes.
You see that there is a directory menu that you access. Kelly, Woodyard, you guys see that she goes full like work mode and pushes a pictograph on the top right-hand corner, activates a navigation bar, and you can see that there are different My protocols listed. You see atmospheric control, planetary terraforming, um, orbital decay, and biogeniture.
I say to Hagen, wait, slow down. I'm recording this. I just
see-
gotta make sure.
You see so the first three that I mentioned all say on standby in red lettering. Biogeniture is, you see that it's error in green lettering.
Biogenitor.
I'm gonna access the biogeniture option and see if I can get any kind of statistics on what's causing that error.
You see that you go in and you see the My pictographs change into a language that you have never seen written, but you still understand it. The pictographs go from clinical, observant, very scientific, to snarled, sort of almost like a handwritten font of pictographs. You see a override has taken place on this console that you fully understand that, and you see biosequencing successful at rate of 99.8%.
Is there anything I can see that I can do to disrupt this?
You see that this is a display console only.
Mhm.
You go in and attempt to go in and try to see. You see that this, it's very basically a system readout.
Right.
It's just getting data from whatever My or Baronk systems that are happening.
Now the atmospheric control, it said it was on, those other programs were on standby.
Correct.
Is I can't activate those from here, but I can look at all of the readouts then.
Yes. You can see that
Okay.
there's My sensor data that goes along with that.
Would you take a image of this?
Hi, sir.
Woodyard, give me an inside science roll, difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Insight, science. Do I have a focus?
Let me double check here. In this case, due to the nature of the stuff that you're looking at, yes, your astrophysics focus would apply.
Astrophysics. You know what? I'm still gonna buy one die with
Okay.
momentum. Ooh, but if I want bold, I'll do it with one threat. I'm sorry.
All right.
Just in case. And I'm glad I did. Because this is so absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I'm re-rolling one of those with bold. Do I have another one?
I don't believe in this case you do, unless do you have like technical expertise or something? I don't
You
think
I do have- I
here.
do have technical expertise, but it's not assisted by the ship's computers.
Correct.
And
Oh, sad face.
yeah, I know. Well, I'm just hoping that I roll like a 1 or something.
You can. You're using science. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm re-rolling the 20. You mean if I was using engineering? Okay, I'm re-rolling the 20.
Wow.
Fucking yes,
And-
Woodyard, finally.
There you go.
Because of testing a theory, when you attempt a task using engineering or science, you may roll one additional d20 so long as you succeeded at a previous task covering the same scientific or technological field earlier in the same adventure.
That's what I was thinking, but I thought this was the first time I had done anything having to do with the Mai, so I was gonna wait for that for the next
I mean,
scan.
you studied the Mai extensively.
I have.
I would, but there hasn't been, unless Woodyard can. I mean, you do succeed at the roll, so it would be. I mean, it's up to you if you want to argue it, but you do succeed.
No, I don't. I'll do it for the
Okay.
next.
No.
Anything else having to do with the Mai, I'm going to be using testing a theory though.
For sure. Great. So, you sense that these systems are on standby. So basically what the issue was with the Lormian homeworld is happening here, but on a much smaller scale because it recently occurred. So, number one, their atmospheric sensors are not actively changing the weather on the planet, so the weather is becoming more and more unstable. More superstorms, there are more hurricanes, tornadoes, freak heat waves, freak cold waves, things like that. The orbit of the planet is decaying, so you can see that it's getting closer and closer to the sun because it's not currently being actively propelled by the ship's terraforming software, and the terraforming software itself is off. So any sort of alterations that this system could make to the planet, it can no longer do that. Like if it wanted to create sort of more opportunities for fresh water, it couldn't do that. Yeah, so all of the major functions are on standby. Spend a momentum, and I will give you more information as to why those are on standby.
Can I use my science department instead?
I will allow that. You go in and you see that due to the insane power drain from somewhere in the system, you sense that there is truly not enough power in this planetary power generator to do anything other than fueling what's going on and whatever biological processes they're doing right now.
I see. So the Lormian system, so I can get this straight, the Lormian system had perfect conditions with which to use the machine's power or use, but this does not have optimal conditions, and so it's failing. It's as if like
Yes.
putting a plant in the sun versus putting a plant in the dark.
Correct. Yeah. So the Lormian homeworld. I mean, the issue with that one was that literally, so the system was just getting so old that you have to constantly monitor that stuff. That's why you have a whole team on the Lormian homeworld now.
Got it. Got it. And this we are not able to stabilize the. It's not able to stabilize this world's orbit because the power that it's drawing from has diminished somehow.
Right. That's exactly right.
Okay, so here's my question as an engineer. If this is a fucking planetary power source, but it doesn't have enough power to do the thing it's supposed to do, where the fuck is that power going?
Maybe the big
Biogenesis.
beam in the sky?
It's biogenesis. They're creating. Oh god. They're ripping a hole in dimensions to bring their consciousness through, and they're making themselves bodies.
Yeah, that would take a fuck ton of energy. Okay, so we need to shut that down. If we shut this down, we're gonna just assume we've got. You know what? We don't have time to assume that. So shut it down. Let's go.
While we're shutting this down, I have a question. What does the Dominion want with this?
I don't know, and I'm not entirely. I don't fucking care.
The
Right now.
Dominion think that the Veronk are similar to their founders.
Well, one specific. Let's go.
Captain?
Yeah.
Shut this down.
Hold
Yep.
for a second. Hold for a second. Give me 2 seconds here. Sorry, I'm fixing a thing that I noticed.
While he fixes that, you were saying, Kelly?
One Vorta could not have organized this.
I'm aware.
He has
Probably
backing.
time.
Dominion backing.
Oh, guaranteed. But we need to stop the Farong from coming through, no matter the cost. Right now, if we shut this thing down, the planet might basically implode long before we have a chance to get a rescue. Doesn't feel like saying all that out loud.
Yeah, but we'll save the quadrant.
Oh, we're gonna do it. And he pats her on the shoulder. Pats her on the shoulder. This is what we do. We save the quadrant and nobody knows.
Aye, aye, Captain.
As you begin to move towards this vector, you begin to see a shining, multicolored light emanating from what you know to be the large computer main. Across the way here, you see that this room appears at one time to have been some sort of meeting area. There are I will say, as you creep closer, you see in the dimmest of light, you see Jemadar armor, you see Jemadar plasma rifles, you see and you see cases of what your intelligence reports have said is cases of Ketracel White.
Okay. Just gonna do the hand signal basically to Kelly, indicating straight across. So she eyes on, because I need to turn my light that way, and apparently I don't know the functional flashlight right now. So I'm going to basically step across, scan the room, and then take up a post at the other side if I don't see anyone in that room. If I see someone in that room, my plans are going to change, but otherwise I'm going to scan the room and then scan the Ketracel White area. Okay?
Okay, so you're intending to scan this room here.
Yes,
okay.
I'm going to move forward, scan that room. If I don't see anything, I'm going to keep going and scan that room, because Kelly's going to sort out that. But if I see something this way, then my plan is going to change.
And we're taking it at an angle so that the gun is covering it as you sweep.
Yeah. It's just I can't do that while moving the token and the flashlight at the same time. So.
Okay.
Yes, but that is what's happening.
Cool.
Okay, so before okay, cool. It's fine.
I haven't actually moved my camera, so I haven't seen anything.
Okay, cool. So before we go across this hallway and do anything, I want to know where everybody is when Edward executes this maneuver.
Okay. I'm covering Edwards, so.
And Saoirse is covering over here.
All right. So Saoirse, you're covering this way. Woodyard, what are you doing?
I'm just standing there at the entrance. With my phaser out.
We're just covering our rear.
Sounds good.
I will cover the rear too.
Alrighty. Edwards, as you get close to this corner, you see pulsing and reverberating light in that room.
Okay.
And are you scanning first, or are you going out?
I'm not tricorder scanning. Everything's fucked right now. So I'm visually scanning when I mean that. I'm scanning the room with my rifle. If there's light emanating, I'm actually going to turn my flashlight off. Okay. Because it's got its own light. So I don't want to give away my own position. I'm just not going to turn the token off.
Okay.
Step out, scan left and right. Ah, fuck.
Yep. Yeah, as soon as you turn that corner, your flashlight, it fritzes in.
I hold a hand up, holding everyone back very quickly, and then put the hand back on the rifle, hoping the individual did not see that.
The individual who you see, Edwards.
Yep.
To describe this room here for you, I'm going to move your token just ever so slightly forward.
That's fine.
So you can get a view of the entire room.
Trev wants to see this in all its glory when he watches the video.
That's right.
Absolutely. As you turn this corner, Edwards, here's what you see. Commander Check is sitting in what looks to be like a procedure table. There are pipes going from each of these areas into his chair, up his chair, and into leads that are going into his neck. His head is backwards. His eyes are glowing this shade of purple. And you see, in sync with the pulses that you see, his eyes are pulsing.
Right.
As you walk into this room, the last thing I will say before you do what you're going to do next, you feel the same thing that you felt up above the surface. That reverberating, that like low frequency sound in this room as you walk in.
Okay.
If you didn't know any better, the beam of energy is emanating from directly above you.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, Czech not only does not notice your little thing, he is not, to your knowledge, conscious that you are there.
Okay. I'm going to use my other hand to indicate Kelly to go check the other room, and I'm going to keep eyes on him, and I'm going to motion for Kestra to walk forward and join me.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that room is clear before anyone joins us.
This room? So who's going to that room? Is it Kelly?
Kelly.
Okay.
I mean, I could tell from the lighting mechanics it's clear, but you know, the soldier and captain in me is like,
Yes. Kelly, you sweep this room, and other than what I've already described, it is clear.
All right. She will turn on her heel and signal clear.
Can I make some kind of like perception check on these pulsing purple cylinders things here? Are there people in those?
These vats, you've seen Varant goo before. Never has it been fluorescent or pulsing.
Right.
Nick's going to just silently point at Kestra and point generally in the room. It's like, this is now a you problem.
Right.
Hagen, the one thing that you do notice, this one that is a different color, you sense it flickering. You see, I wasn't able to show this with the lighting effect, but you see the pipe that's going from this vat to the base of the chair. It's flickering with blue light, but you see purple ichor beginning to corrupt this cylinder. It's getting, the blue light is getting dimmer and dimmer.
Cover me.
As soon as hang on.
I was just moving to get around here. I wouldn't be next to him. I would have been around there, like this way. Yeah.
Okay. That's not how you move.
We're not.
Sorry. I know. I tried to click on the thing and it let go before I was done.
Okay. Gotcha. So, as soon as you go to cross towards that, Commander Czech, his neck snaps up. His eyes lock with yours. And you hear him whisper something. And uncloaking in the room. Weapons drawn. Are 6 Jem'Hadar soldiers, each of them with plasma rifles, all of them aimed at Commander Hagen.
Cool.
I've got my rifle aimed at Czech, who's clearly the one issuing the orders. Weapons down, or who appears to be clearly your boss, is vaporized.
You see that their eyes, normally jet black, are pulsing.
I throw a grenade.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hagen does not hesitate.
All right, and with that, we're going into initiative.
You've been hanging out with Kelly too long.
Yeah, here we go.
How is it the person with security focus and a security background wanted to buy the nerd some time to think, and the doctor said, "Fuck it, grenade"?
There's, I've been in enough situations where we can talk and situations where we can't to know we're not
It
talking.
wasn't a talk, it was a think. Alright, we're
No.
doing this.
We are doing this indeed.
Get this one, he's
Yep,
littler.
Alright.
Get the child.
So, exactly who are you throwing the grenade at? Actually, first, here's how this is going to work. This is too loud in my ears.
Mhm.
That can certainly be your first action. However, these people are all aimed at you. As soon as you make a hostile gesture, they're going to be looking to attack you. I'm going to require a initiative, like battle off, between you and Check. To see.
Okay, and let me guess. That is a fitness roll of some kind.
Yeah, it is going to be fitness security.
Could I
No.
argue?
Nope, nope, nope.
Let me argue. Let me argue.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Insight to know when I need to make that move. Like, what is my window of opportunity, my exact moment of they're still calculating, so now I move.
I will allow you to use insight security as opposed to his fitness security.
Okay. Whew, okay.
So, are you buying any dice?
Yeah, definitely. I need to find what I actually roll for this. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a full mitt with threat.
Alright.
And a composure as a focus?
No, dude, you're throwing a grenade. I'm sorry.
This isn't for the grenade throw. This is for the initiative.
But, so, being composed in this situation would be a hindrance. You are actively attempting to start combat by doing something as wild and unhinged as throwing a grenade at a group of people. I can't allow composure here. And you're also within close range.
Well,
At this, so I will allow it at a doubled complication increase. So your roll would be opposed, with a comp range of
okay. Fuck it, we ball. Quash that comp.
Ready? Who loves this music? I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna be... Yeah. Just gonna buy up to 4. have spent momentum to quash your complication.
Uh-huh.
I will allow you to throw this grenade, but you are going to be in range of damage. That will be your complication.
Yikes. I squashed the complication, but
In order to succeed at cost.
That-
To be able to throw your grenade, your complication for the succeed at cost would be that you are caught in the blast.
Hmm. Okay. Can I change tack then?
I will say,
Mm-hmm.
so
I think about doing it.
If we're looking at Clash, tell me what you're, because you have made the decision to act first.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what instead you are going to do. And then we will roll again for initiative.
Okay. I think about the grenade, realize if I throw this, I'm going to get caught in it. Edwards is going to get caught on it. So instead, I walk up to check, put my hand on his forehead, and I'm going to try to brain blast this man.
Oh my god. Oh god. Alright. Yeah. Go ahead and roll
Yeah.
for initiative. This is daring security. Opposed by
Uh-huh.
my fitness security.
Oh, that's not good for me.
Actively going against the person who looks psionically insane and trying to brain blast them is daring.
Yeah, telepathic prowess as a focus.
Yep.
Prodigy and Ocean Walker would both apply here.
Oh my god, you get +2.
Yeah.
This is insane. This is an insane
I'm gonna buy a full
round.
mitt.
Yeah. Wow.
That's 4 successes.
Yeah, with a comp. Okay.
But reroll. Fuck. I can't, can I?
Unless you have bolt security.
I can
Or-
spin a determination here.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend one to reroll 3 dice, and I'm gonna cite the value. Failure is not an option.
Yeah, in this event, you're gonna get vaporized if you do. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. 3.
Well,
Focus.
tracking there's your current balance of unspent that you don't know about.
That is 5 successes for me.
Right.
Because of the +2.
That's and enough to pull. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to spend to create a value. Long live the Varank is his value. So this is 4 with a value with a focus. He actually doesn't have. So while a psionic being, he does not have a focus in psionic battle.
Holy fuck.
So, I believe that's me, right?
Can I, if you will allow me,
Okay.
can I use the Starfleet Surgeon's decoration? No, I can't because this is not a medical task. Do I have anything?
You got milestones. 80.
I do. Will you allow a determination spend if I cite the milestone from when we last were in a facility like this? I got one for failure is not an option.
Alright.
Specifically, yeah, to Vanguard and back again would be the unspent spotlight milestone.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do here is I can't spend it on an auto crit, can I? But I
Nope.
can spend it on those 217s.
You can spend it on those 217s. So to be clear,
Mhm.
you need to get a success on each of those, and you need to win. To
Either that or I
manage-
need a
Yeah.
crit.
Yep. So
You are not nearly as well flushed as I thought you were.
wow.
We're clashed. That's 6 to 6.
Oh my god. If you would like to win, here is your complication.
Uh-huh.
You will be incapacitated for this fight, but you will be, rather than doing physical battle, you will be doing mental battle with a Varank Klingon hybrid.
I am perfectly fine with that. I did tell them to cover me.
All right. You see the three of you standing at the doorway. You see Hagen lunge at Check, put both her hands on his head. Her eyes pulse blue. His eyes pulse purple. She immediately goes full tight. All of her muscles clench all at once. All of Check's muscles go all at once, and Check's muscles, rather than being Check's hands, rather than being on Kesha's head, are on her throat. And yeah, that happens. Back to the action. So that's your turn for your guys' side.
Now, to be clear, I do want to say this. At this point, I don't, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but no Starfleet officer would take a shot at what's going on here right now because you could hit either of us.
I would leave that up to your people.
No, I'm talking about would the Jim Hadar fire on their own guy because we're like occupying the same space essentially.
Here's what happens. I will be pausing this. The Jem'Hadar are frozen. They're frozen. They are completely still. Their eyes are full purple. And the scene all of a sudden gets very calm very quickly. Other things that happen. The lights in all but this thing go out. So, before we go into telepathic mind fuckery universe, because combat is not on your plane right now, literally. What do the three of you do?
Immediately start dropping all these Jem'Hadar.
Hey, I don't think there's anything else we can do, right? We gotta cover her while she's in the combat, right?
That's split-second decisions. Yeah, dropping them makes the most sense. Edwards agrees.
Oh.
Kyle does not.
I do want to do something else though when it comes to my turn.
Yeah,
I don't know
one
if it's gonna
turn,
pick
yeah.
up my shooting or not.
Yeah, so you guys, I will let you say what you're doing now, because technically you guys are out of combat, but Hagen is in combat currently, so we'll cut back to Hagen in a bit. But I don't want you guys to be left out, so I want you guys to do what you're gonna do. And then
I'm trying to figure out how to disconnect Chuck from that machine, or at least how to stop it from feeding him whatever it's feeding him, so that he will be disabled somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And shooting unconscious Jem'Hadar in a barrel, while fun.
They're not unconscious, they're just not moving.
Yeah.
They are awaiting commands. The moment he can think outside the battle again, they're gonna attack us. They are still an active threat.
Drop them all.
All right, lethally, non-lethally. How are we doing this?
Non-lethally.
Lethally.
Maximum stun.
All right. I will say over the course of the next 30 seconds, all of these kerplump, kerplump, kerplump.
Because all of our I checked the logs. All of our phasers have the backfire option. They're non-defensive. We should be able to drop all of these in one round of combat, and then the nerds can get to work.
Kerplump, 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 kerplump.
Once they're down, it's time to be a nerd.
Their bodies, as they crumple. People crumple when they get stunned. They are completely still, just prone, and their eyes are. All of their eyes, they move to a degree so that they can all maintain a direct eye line on check as they go. So they like fall in a way that they can always see check.
Okay.
And their eyes are still open and purple.
I do want to just say, this was a complete Hail Mary pass that I thought for sure was going to get me killed. And it still might.
So, in no, that's too calm. While I anticipated this, I do not have my music reference ready. Sure. Hagen,
Yeah.
you have entered the mind of Czech, son of Grawl. But Czech, son of Grawl, is not you.
Which is a pity, because I would love to ask this asshole how his computer's doing.
Okay, I'm stepping away for a second. I'm still listening in.
Gotcha. You recognize, Hagen,
Mhm.
the two beings that are inhabiting this. Czech, son of Grawl, his consciousness, which you have felt, is not here.
Mhm.
Instead, the person that you feel, this is the person that you sent packing through a wormhole. This is the person that you felt feel a small hint of remorse and then silence as they were killed. This is the person that has been pursuing you relentlessly. You feel Deos's consciousness.
Fucking knew it.
The second presence that you feel is the presence of thousands of mine. Same deal in sort of endlessly expansive, tall seats. And these seats expand further and further away. Your feet fall and land, and you are back in the ocean. Standing across from you is Deos. Token. She does not actually move. I'm just moving this for effect. You stand across from Deos. So this is the realm that you pick. The realm of endless possibility. The realm of pure thought. And I have to say, one of the worst decisions of your life. Because you are limited. You are
You see,
temporary.
everyone keeps telling me that. But here's the thing, Deos. I'm not nearly as limited as you think I am.
And that's about all the talking she's going to do before she attacks.
How do you attack?
This is a realm of thought. So, if thought begets reality rather than the other way around, she is going to. It's not so much. Do you know the D&D spell Bigby's Hand?
Uh-huh.
A fist made out of pure thought energy, about as tall as he is just going to slam into this man from the side. Yeah.
The hand, as it goes to hit him, turns into sand and then melts into the ocean.
Damn. Right then. And I'm going to go up and try and actually hit him.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hit him, your face, your hand goes through.
Oh, come on. I don't even get a try? Damn.
You see that he immediately, you feel the presence of the Varank welling up outside of him. His eyes go deep, dark purple, and you feel alone. You see he grows. He grows and grows. He turns into an inky black projection of himself. He looks down and you are filled with fear. With all the power that you can wield, you are still nothing! And he kicks you and you go flying across. You feel every bone in your body as you get slammed down into the ocean, your face underwater. He walks closer to you, his face lowering all the way down. You are alone. We are all. And you hear a guttural scream expand from around. What is
He
one
re-
being against us?
I think that at this point, she felt other Mai, yeah? At least some living.
Yeah. You recall hearing one
She reaches
small voice.
she reaches out to that voice and is just, I can't do it. Please.
And you hear him choke, and out of his mouth comes a little blue figure. Just a small speck of dust, a light shade of blue, as every Mai in the world, in this ocean, comes in, slams you with every single ounce of psionic effort that they can. You hear a tiny, tiny little voice, and you hear, you're not alone. You have friends, remember? And you see the faces of the crew that you have had, crew that you have now, and the crew that you will have in the future. Edwards, you hear Hagen reaching out to you in need of support. You can feel her presence and it's fading. You literally, I'm not kidding, guys. You literally see her body begin to decay. You see her, it's like all of the liquid is being drawn out of her body.
Yeah.
Her hair goes from brown to gray to stark white. Her face turns pale.
I'm just gonna look around the room for a half second, lock eyes with Kelly and Woodyard. Let's go swimming! And I run forward and put my hand on her shoulder.
As you do that, you see the decay lessen slightly off of. Hang on.
I do the same.
I would like to not only do the same, can I open a second front of attack?
And do what?
Well, he's cybernetic. I want to use my direct neural interface to plug into him and start hacking this motherfucker.
You absolutely can. Hagen,
Yeah, one
You
hand
feel-
on Kestra, the other hand on his face, hacking his goddamn brain.
you all see Hagen. Her skin goes from white, cracked to slightly less pale. You all feel it hit you. You all take a good 5 stress. You are all tethered to her. Edwards, you see out of the corner of your eye, you see your beard goes gray. Titan, you feel your muscles are weak and your shoulders ache. You see your hair grow and you see twinges of white hair at the ends of it. Kelly, you feel your implants corroding. Your one eye loses vision. Hagen, supported by the best crew that you could possibly ask for, and supported by the my entity that you discovered a year ago. You stand up and you see Deus, his face, he shrinks, and you see his face is directly in front of you. What do you do to Deus with this newfound power and significance?
He's just so sad. He so badly wants to be important enough to destroy the galaxy to do it. But the thing is that he's not important. In fact, I don't think he's really even here. And it's like, have you seen, I think she tried, it starts with literally him dissolving. Just coming apart at the seams, atom by atom, dissipating into nothing. Because
You see,
at the end, that's what he is.
he is just memories. He is just thought. He is nothing. And that's what he becomes. You all see into the ocean as Deus, the person who's been responsible for every single death, for all the struggles, for everything that has been going wrong in this quadrant. You see him look down at his hands as they begin to, his fingers fall off one by one. He looks around the chorus of Varank that are surrounding him fade. The entire substance of his being ceases to exist. And As that happens, Hagen, you wake up. Kelly, Edwards, Woodyard, you are all changed irrevocably, forever. You feel older, meeker, but alive. The reverberating hum no longer echoes through this hall. The purple vats go empty. And you all look as that one single bit of hope, that one my relic, goes from flickering, pulsing. Like one singular heartbeat that gets stronger and stronger until it fills the room with that same purple light.
Do you mean blue?
Yeah. What did I say? Purple? Whatever.
You said purple.
Yeah, I was getting very concerned.
You hear power go back to normal in the facility. That same pulsing blue energy echoing, and you're all looking at each other. The Checkson of Grawl, he is just an empty husk, no life in his eyes. And you can safely say the mission is accomplished.
Okay.
You as you make your way back to the ruins, you see that the Jem'Hadar, without leadership, disband. They're eventually hunted down, and most of them are stunned, taken prisoner. And you survive. You survive on the planet, and weeks later, the most beautiful sight that you can imagine is the sight of the USS Venture. You hear your communications come back, and you hear the familiar sound of Admiral Charles C. Lee, his voice on the communicator, saying, "Venture to Guan Yu, you're late for dinner. Beam them up." And your light fills your face. And here's where we leave. These have been the voyages of the USS Guan Yu. Its mission, not fulfilled yet, but continuing, is to explore the Shackleton Expanse, to seek out life, no matter the form that it takes, and most importantly, to go where we've never gone before. And that is where we leave. I want to thank everybody who's watched. I want to thank my crew people. They're the best. And thank you so much for watching. We will see you in another galaxy. Take care.